Welcome, everybody, to the very first Tuesday Paragon City Games of 2018. Woot.
Yes.
Woot. Look at
Victory.
All this,
Let's go for it.
Behind
I know, we have
us.
stuff behind us. Gotta move stuff around.
We have that on 2018. That's 2017 stuff right there.
Oh, the whole table has stuff on it. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Alright, guys.
Fixed it.
Fixed.
All better.
Barely better.
Infinitely not really better at all. Okay. What's happening? We've got these two decks. They're both kind of brews. Remy,
Okay.
These guys both played something very similar to these lists in the 1K. Remy's on this Standstill with Terminus with Personal Tutor brew.
That's a myth realized.
Yeah, and Myth Realized is fantastic.
It really is. It's a great card.
If he can get Standstill down soon, which it looks like he has in hand, he'll be fine. Nate is on a Bant Stifle deck with black.
He added black, therefore he came over to us and he said, Dark Shift is now a name that we can call it because I added black to
Because
the
it
deck.
actually has black in it.
So this is Dark Shift, aka Big Delva with black.
You got a Shiny Mountain. That's fantastic. Shiny Mountains are great. I don't have a Shiny Mountain from Unhinged. What is the Unstable?
A shiny mountain.
Shiny
Yeah, but
Mountain
Mikey,
either.
did you get your shiny Charmander? That's the question.
He said no. He already updated us.
Oh, did he? Oh, jeez. It was right above.
Here
My
comes
bad.
a 3-drop.
Yeah.
That's a Leovold.
Leavold.
So why didn't Remy play Standstill? I'm confused. He didn't-
I think he knew that this needed to be bigger than Deathrite Shaman. So he gets to play Standstill here. Unless he just wants to pitch it to Force 2. I
like Standstill here.
I agree. I think Standstill is where he wants to be. See, that's the thing though, Stadanu, is that like it's not going to get big because we're about to see a standstill. Therefore, both players are just going to sit here doing nothing for a while.
He gets to attack with a 2-drop or a 2/2 myth, though, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing he gets to do.
720, so it ends at 710, not 720.
Because we're on a 57-minute.
Right? It's 2010. That?
Yeah, there we go.
Fixed our timer there.
All right, here's Standstill. What? He didn't attack. Is Myth Realized non-creature? Is it just instant?
Non-creature.
So it should have ticked up right there.
It's like prowess. I'm pretty sure.
Did he miss it ticking up?
He may have.
Or you cast a non-creature spell, put a counter on it.
Yep.
Oh, sad.
He can just pay 3 and put a counter on it. It's fine. All right, so we're gonna crack Standstill. That's the thing that's gonna happen.
Yeah, he could have attacked with that 2/2 right there. It's okay. It's all right. He wanted to stand still because he played Standstill. So
Yeah.
he wanted to. Oh, this is one of the awesome things about Standstill. You play
Draw
a
3.
thing, I get to force it, and he didn't tick up Mithra. Okay, whoa, there we go. Maze is Ith, of course.
Yep.
It's Maze. Maze of Ith.
What is it when you have multiple mazes? What is it? What we decided?
We didn't decide. Somebody said something.
Labyrinth of
I stopped
Labyrinth of It.
listening. I still not listening.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
There.
Here's
Coming
attack
in.
for 3. The myth has been realized. Isn't that what happens when you activate it?
I'm pretty sure.
I think it
Yep.
says that in the text. Until end of turn, myth has been realized becomes That's what it says, guys.
Until end of turn, myth is now realized.
Hey, that answers things. Look, Remy's playing basics. Nate's sad. Oh, that's a non-basic.
Okay.
Oh.
Yep. We're
Okay.
I think he's saying before combat. That's a thing that.
So
that's
Remy
happening.
could put a counter on and make it 4 damage, but he has a hard counter spell in hand here, so we should do it right now.
Yes, but I'm wasting. But I'm wastelanding.
So it seems like Remy's missing a couple things with this myth realized to me. If you have hard counterspell, great.
Right.
Oh, okay. I guess he floated the mana.
Yeah, Silasar, a lot of people like playing it with standstill. It works similarly enough to Mishra's Factory that's the reason that people tend to like it.
And it can get big quick.
Right.
Look
it really
at this
can.
thing. He's going to be swinging for 5. It's a great first turn play. I'm not sure about the Excavator in Nate's deck as a main deck thing. It seemed awkward when we saw it during the 1K.
Yeah.
It seems a little awkward here. Like, if Remy was sitting on a whole bunch of non-basics, great, yeah, awesome, lock him out. But
He wanted his Crucible to pick up a Jitte. That's what. I believe in his deck he had 2 Jitte in it in the main deck. Right. Champagne, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, but if you're playing Get Probe and Bolt, then you're playing probably a different deck. Probably playing Delver. Or I don't know.
Right.
Okay. Nate's gonna get land 4. And drum roll. It was a bad drum roll.
It was.
Sorry,
Wasn't good.
Well, it's not that big of a play. Ponder. See?
Yep.
Wasn't worth it. Good drum roll.
No.
Save those for later.
I can't wait.
Look at this guy in his orange shirt thing. You
What?
think that the team got into the playoffs? Or
They
something?
didn't. They did not.
Still wearing it.
They knocked somebody out of the playoffs. It's about as big of an accomplishment as they could
Somebody
muster
that
up this season.
barely got in.
Yeah. They were like, if we beat the Bengals, we'll get in. My team's like, we'll decide to win now. Yes, the Bengals got the Bills into the playoffs. They did. The Ravens are probably the better team.
Nate says go.
No, the Bengals are not the Cleveland Browns. All right,
Terminus.
off the top. Here we go.
Terminus.
We have a Force of Will pitching in Snapcaster Mage. They did build a legacy. They are now the second team ever to have a winless season.
That Terminus just did a weird him to Turok impression.
They really did. I think Force of Will is a pretty good thing to do. However, I don't know what he's going to have to deal with this myth realized.
I like how Force of Will is hanging out. Just like, I'm still on the battlefield.
Yeah, Stadotnu is the Lions. The Lions.
And block.
The Bucks had a winless season? I don't remember that.
Nope, just the Lions.
I'm pretty sure it's just the Lions.
Nate's gonna dig for anything at all, something that kills a myth realized.
This Meal Solutions. This isn't Nick's bit. What did I even come into this stream for?
No, but we are watching some weirdness happen.
Definitely. We got a sweet brew. We got a Mishra's Factory and a Myth Realized in play. Here's a Swords. Gonna try to take care of this. Here's a counter spell. And
Counterspell. Spell Snare.
A spell snare.
Just what everybody expected. Myth died. It got swords.
Another mana's being tapped.
Storm is count as at 5.
Brain freeze.
Whoa. Dices are rolling. Remy's not at 20. Oh, yeah, no, he's at 21.
Yep, he gains all kinds of life. What is Dark Shift? Venture Boys, this is a Bant Stifle deck.
With black.
With black. The name, we got the name because of his bad handwriting on Saturday.
Yeah, Bant Stifle looks a
it
lot
said
like
Bant, like
Dark Shift.
No, really, the way that he wrote Bant Stifle looked like Dark Shift, so we just called it Dark Shift. And then it eventually became, we ended up calling it Big Delva.
Big Delva,
yep. See,
that's right.
HC Fox knows, it's a Big Delva. But this, for today, he actually added black, so he does have a fourth color in the deck. And he came in and told us right before the tournament, he goes, I will allow this to be called Dark Shift because I added black. And I went, the darkest of shifts.
Yeah, even though there's no shifting of anything.
Nope.
The shift is from 3 to 4 colors is what it is.
Yes.
You got stifled. Wait a minute. If you stifle the Mishra's Factory activating, you can just reactivate it again and then attack. But whoops.
Is this personal tutor?
Yeah, this is a personal tutor. So, oh well. You can stifle. I don't know why you'd choose to. So Remy went and tutored. He saw this interaction and wanted to try this out. It lets him goes and finds a sorcery and put it on top, which means you can miracle things.
So he's showing another stifle. Now, this is going to get like what? One? He's going, you need to go back. I'm stifling the miracle trigger.
Yeah. Okay. Factory attacks. Puts Nate at 1. And, oh, here's a true name. Okay, it's equip. If Remy draws a land, he can terminus.
He definitely doesn't want this to hit. This will gain many more life than, yeah, what is this? Jace. Okay.
Okay. He's right. He'll be able to put terminus back on top this way and win next turn. Well, almost next turn, right? Nate will be able to gain a little life.
Yeah, I'm kind of surprised that he didn't just cast his Entreat the Angels for an angel. But I think that's the reason he wanted to play Jace is now he'll get to try to miracle this again. I think Nate's saying, wait, stifle.
Stifle number 3!
Okay. I don't think that matters too much.
It's still, he still has the mana to cast it.
Yeah, right? Remy should just cast it.
He maybe put the other Entreat on top. So he wants to miracle that next.
Oh, Council's Judgment. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
Jite. 4 life has been gained.
He pointed. I thought he pointed at the Jite too.
Yeah, that was off.
And kills the factory. Whoops. Okay, so now he has Entreat on top. And stifle number 4.
4th stifle.
So Nate's playing, it's confirmed, has 17 stifles in his deck.
Yep, exactly 17.
He top decks another stifle. That's fantastic.
You can call it Dark Stifle. Or just Stifle.
Just Stifle.
Just Stifle.
With some other cards.
Oh, man. This is fantastic. Exactly how we expected this game to go. Here's an angel. Doing a crappy Sarah Angel impression here. But it can't be beaten. So this standstill...
Oh, that was great.
We need to name... Chat, we need to name this this standstill deck.
Personal tutor terminus standstill myth realized.
That is
with some lands.
Easily the best name I've ever heard for any deck. Yeah. Thank you for sharing. All right. So On our backup match, they are also sideboarding.
Is Captain QC in chat? I don't.
No. He always makes.
Why am I already getting hated on so early? I have a name. What's the name?
Man with a plan. What's the name? Big Delva. Yes, we got Big Delva.
No, we only saw Stifles. Not. I am fan land still. What? Please land and go. Hello, sir.
All right, so we've got Josh on some Bluette control / miracles, whatever you want to call it.
Miracles
And
versus. I think he's on like a dredge
Really?
or something dredge like.
I mean, they're shuffling up too, right? Like, so we don't really need to go and check out what they're doing yet.
2 copies of Jace Berlin. I sometimes say things too that have no meaning.
Yeah.
that I can figure out. Maybe he wants 2 copies of Jace for like a trade, and he just wants to remember that, so he's putting it there to save it for later. He can go back and watch. Say, oh yeah, 2 copies of Jace Berlin. Whatever it is, it's fantastic.
And FC Reaper showing off our new emoticon. We got our Found It emote up. For those of you who like to use those. They're pretty fantastic.
It's hard to find that one though.
It is.
But once you found it.
Yeah.
There it is.
You gotta find it, guys.
Sorry. Apologize.
Do you?
No. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Hey, Stonatu found it.
See? We found some things.
We found it 3 times. Question is, who can find it more?
Did not mean to do that. I just pulled you. Sheesh. Yes. Awesome. Thanks, subs. You guys rock.
Remy should be playing with a Search for Azcanta.
He definitely should. Venture Boys. One of our big things here at Paragon City Games is whenever Search for Azcanta flips, we like to say found it, and then I like to use my little Search for Azcanta found it cursor that I'm waving around the screen.
We like to do this.
AKA just me. So we just say found it, and then people spam the little magnifying glass that says it, because we found it.
And if people sub, you could spam the I found it thing too, if you want to. Yeah.
There you go.
It'll be great fun. Interactive chat, it's great.
It's a lot of fun.
We're just trying to give you guys something to do.
It's exactly.
You can participate.
There wasn't enough to do before.
No.
You can't troll and make fun of us. If you can't do that, then now at least you have an emote, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. There was a ponder. There was a response. There was a brainstorm.
Very exciting.
Mm-hmm. Got a polluted delta and a pass. All right. Factory down. A rest in peace. Interesting.
You ever misplace your cards? Look in the lost and found it.
Lost and found it.
If you ever misplace your cards, they will be in the last place you look. That's where you'll find them.
Mm-hmm. Because once you find them, you're not going to look anymore, are you?
Probably not. I mean,
it says Legacy Knicks fit for the title. I'll change that. Thought I changed that.
Nope.
It does.
Nope, that you didn't change it. Not nope, that he's wrong. A rest in peace that also prevents a creature from attacking.
There we go. Get that updated. My bad, guys. No wonder somebody came in. They're like, "This isn't Nick's."
Oh yeah. He didn't continue with.
I know.
Thanks, Paul. Paul's got to buy this round, so
does he?
He's got nothing better to do than to criticize your bad labeling
of things.
Ah, it's a Snapcaster Mage. Blocks. Is Snap gonna... Oh, and there's nothing to snap.
It was a
at.
pretty quick block. Okay.
There is Nyx being played in paper by somebody who should have a pretty good idea of what's going on, right?
Yeah, Patrick's
knows
playing
the
it. Yeah. Awesome. So Snapcaster will come in as doing its best Ambush Viper impersonation. And it's going to take care of a factory.
Which makes sense there. With a Rest in Peace out, you're not going to get much more use out of a wasteland. Right? That's what Snapcaster Mage just said. Where's the battle standing says? So the top 8 site maybe is incorrect on the standings.
Perhaps Fox. I'm not sure. I'm just glad to see that the tournament went up there.
Does it have? It should have the full 16. Does it only have top 8? I can pull it up. But you can pull it up.
Go ahead. Yeah, we'll get. Oh, Fox has got it. Fox has got it.
It's faster.
Yeah, Fox sent you guys the link. We got our top 8 decks there.
Oh, it just has.
It's called MTG Top 8, not Top 16. I love it.
It has just all of the 5 through 8s.
Oh, look, it's the first one. Rock on. Oh no, it was linked. Never mind. Fox all over it. Yeah, Fox has got us. All right.
Days.
Excavator is gone. You have a Ponder. Team America. I love it. Such an interesting top 8. It was fantastic.
What does the name Dark Shift refer to?
Cabano. So what happened was his bad handwriting during our Saturday 1K event. He named the deck Bant Stifle. It's a kind of a wasteland stifle, tax your mana kind of deck, but his handwriting was so poor that honestly what it looked like to us was Dark Shift. So we called it Dark Shift, and then today he added black to the deck. And now it's really Dark Shift.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually Dark Shut.
All right. Rest in Peace versus True Name. Who's going to win?
True Name usually wins in that.
Yeah.
Oh, typo.
Dark Stuff.
Dark Stuff.
4-colored.
Dink. Oh, Dink Shift.
It's just Stifle. We should just, after the last game, we should just call it Stifle.
Yeah, he did cast 4 Stifles in the last game, and did those win him the game?
We're gonna
no brainstorm.
Stifle the ability on Jace. There we go. Value. That's why Stifle's in this deck, right?
You know, that did essentially counter it. The True Name Nemesis is going to come in, make it so there were no cards drawn. It's pretty obvious that Nate sees that there are miracle cards stuck in his hand.
Ooh, the strong 1/2.
Making the deck Dark Shift.
Mm-hmm.
That black card.
Decay as well.
Okay.
Wait, not any.
So have you ever tried to Abrupt Decay a standstill?
No, I don't think so.
Nor should anybody.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. I mean, it would stop this Rest in Peace from...
Yeah, Man with a Plan. That's why it originally we called it Big Delva. It was like this Bant deck that really played like Canadian Threshold. That it was kind of a mix between Canadian Threshold and like a Blade deck, right? But with no Delvers and no Stoneforge.
Comes Jace number 2.
He's gonna stifle
it again. This is fun. This is fun legacy right here, guys. I mean, Revy's like, maybe I won't. Oh, he did. He let him do it.
Wasteland Ghost got it. Wasteland Ghost got it. Dark Shift / Big Delver / Bant Blade, but with Stifle and no Blade.
Yeah.
Not natural order.
Yeah.
We called it no Blade in like capitalized NO. And people are like, so there's natural order?
No.
No, definitely not.
Jace dies anyway. Remy was able to change some miracling around. So now he's going to miracle, and that's going to get stifled. Yeah. And that's going to get counter spell. Cards are being tapped. Flusterstorm. So the cost for that would be 3. No, just 2.
3.
Because Terminus hadn't been played
Terminus
yet.
hadn't been played yet. You're right.
Whoops.
Was the blue team able to get in contact with you? I want to see who was trying to get in contact with you. He wanted some altars.
I did speak to somebody.
Okay.
But I know them not by the blue team since it.
Gotcha.
If that's the case. If somebody was trying to get in contact with me, let me know. If they did not.
Oh, Snuffles. Excellent. Hates Control, welcome in. Good to see everybody.
Bitter Blossom. Not Sweet Blossom. Nope. Not salty. Mm-mm. It's bitter.
It's so bitter.
Yep.
I love that Nate has this kind of fixation on Bitter Blossom. The card is incredibly good. Yeah. And I think he uses it more than most people.
I like how Remy miracles. He's like every time. Days.
Got him. Wow.
Getting greedy with the angels there, Remy. Could have done less, but no.
2 probably would have been just fine.
Yeah.
2 probably would have been great. Excellent. We have our fairy token by Cats and Cantrips.
I like it when a turn 7 days matters.
Yeah.
It mattered. And these snapcasters are just coming down like crazy because of Rest in Peace.
Wow, a counterspell on the Snapcaster. This is somewhat surprising.
Yeah, I would have saved that for something more relevant.
Yeah, there's nothing that it was going to get, right?
It's just a 2/1. And it's last card in Remy's hand at the time.
Absolutely. Always respect days. It's just something that you need to be doing. Especially when it matters, too. Because, like,
when my opponent doesn't have any islands, I don't really respect days.
Yeah, good point.
Sorry, what are you saying? Especially when what?
Especially when, like, having a couple angels would probably be enough to get you the W.
Yeah.
Turn 7 days matters when your opponent has 2 basic land in play. Well, man with a plan, you're not wrong. It definitely matters. Especially considering this deck is supposed to tax mana quite a bit.
Alright, Remy's down to 15. He's going to be looking at 4 damage next turn. He's got a Force and a Swords.
I don't think he's at 15. I think that was supposed to be a 10.
Oh.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, he's fetched 4 times, right? When did he gain life?
No, those are all in play.
All the fetches are in play?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, that's hilarious.
I don't... Terminus is the only card Remy has here to do anything, I think. Even then, that doesn't end it.
Not so much.
Swings for 5. Remy gets a Brainstorm. Okay. And Brainstorm response.
I think they were not... I'm not sure that they were keeping track of their life total.
Like the dice rolled a little bit or something.
I don't know. Maybe he actually hasn't lost all that much life, though. Time for Austere, your command to come and clean things up. A 6 mana trade with your Bitter Blossom.
Yeah, it's great. Engineered explosives would be pretty good.
Here's a personal tutor.
He was hit by it. True name at least once.
Yeah, that's how I feel as well, Ian.
Whoop.
I think that's what they just realized, is they're like, I think you're supposed to be dead. Okay.
So, we're going to have a game 3 of that craziness.
Alright, let's see if anything's going on our other table.
Shoveling! Oh, they're going to start that.
Alright, they're starting. They're starting.
So this is definitely not game 1, but we don't know what the record is. Let's see who's on the play.
I don't think this is Dredge. I don't know what he's on yet. I haven't taken a look. The Planar Cleansing would be fine.
Yeah.
That's totally a card that people run in Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Multicam hype. Yeah, I don't think he's on Dredge. I saw a Stubborn Denial in John's hand, and I just don't think the Dredge plays with that card.
So maybe he's just on like a Death Shadow, Legacy Death Shadow or something. Because I saw the Cycler for 2 life and went, huh, okay, what is this?
Yeah, very, very well could be. Yeah, Champagne, that is the only thing that we need.
It gives just a sense of mystery, though, to the game. Isn't it more fun when we don't know for sure?
That way we could discuss possible lines.
Yeah.
When you have a hand cam.
Well, then you just know.
Right.
Or we would know.
I don't want to know.
No.
And a spotter with an iPad. Oh, man, that'd be so professional. We'd be a big shot by then. A man with a plan wants the data.
Get probe. Gonna get written down. Gonna get written. It's a get probe. Sorry. I should stop.
Champagne says, hey, having a spotter didn't really stop Randy from making up lines from cards that no one had.
Yeah, we do that all the time.
All right, guys. I know these guys are just getting started, but here in a moment we're going to jump back over to our main feature match. I'm sure we'll get to see some of these guys later. Definitely shouldn't stop us. This is a stream that is going to continuously grow as time goes on. All right, back to our main feature match, guys. I think it is Death Shadow hates control. I think it is. All right, we'll start things off with a Ponder from the Standstill side. You should call it like Standstill Miracles.
I'm telling you, Standstill Miracles with Personal Tutor. It's a deck name. Stand Miracle Tutor.
Miraculous.
So we have a guy actually playing Miracles, and we're not going to call it Miracles because it's not Miracles. And then we have a guy who's playing with Miracle cards.
This plays with more.
Okay. Rest in peace, Nate.
Okay. Rip. No graveyards, no graveyards. The indecency of Death Shadow knows no format boundaries. I love it.
Let's see. Is it Modern Death Shadow or is it? It might be.
I don't think it's modern. I think he's changed it to Legacy. He's just using Shocklands, which Death Shadow is perfectly fine using.
It uses some.
Oh, the other game has Search for Azcanta.
I shouldn't have done that. Oh,
who's on Shadow? John. John is on Shadow. Maybe we'll see him a little later.
Remy just accidentally told Nate that he has Force of Will by trying to pause on Abrupt Decay, but Can't be candid.
Wasteland Go, thank you so much. We really appreciate the feedback. Hopefully you'll be able to join us later. All right, we have a Miracle Terminus. This is gonna take care of Deathrite Shaman. Throw it on the bottom of the library there.
That's pretty strong. Like, it's not ideal, but Deathrite could be just such mana ramp there if Nate hadn't found another land.
I just mentioned search for Azcanta. People were like, found it!
There's a thing!
Found it!
Do the thing!
I found that thing! Alright, Abrupt Decay is going to take care of Rest in Peace.
They had some help there figuring out the order. So when you Abrupt Decay Rest in Peace goes to exile, and Abrupt Decay does not, apparently.
I always thought it did. BFG 1031, thank you so much for the follow. We appreciate it.
Oh, we have some forcing. Nate's deciding what to pitch. And that's going to work. Leovold comes down.
Yep. I think Leovold is a pretty good thing for Nate to have. And this is another black card that he's added. Okay, there's a trigger. 3 life has been gained.
Remy has a personal tutor in hand, but he doesn't have anything to go get apparently right now. And personal tutor gets sorceries specifically.
Well, Nate's getting what he wants this game, right? Like, he's got his stifles, he's got his wastelands.
Oh,
Remy can't seem to find a land, and he's just stuck on this one. You see Bitter Blossom?
Yeah, Bitter Blossom.
Is that a thing that's going to happen?
It's going to happen right here. Ready? Draw Bitter Blossom.
You slam it.
Bitter Blossom. Bang. What is the shift? I don't know. It's not a thing. It's just a silly name for a deck that isn't having anything. It's Stifle. It was supposed to be Stifle.
It was supposed to be Bant Stifle, but somebody's handwriting was bad, so it became Dark Shift, and now it's just Dark Shift.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how somebody miswrote Nice Fit, and it became Nick Fit. This deck is just Dark Shift. It's a Dark Bant Stifle.
Terrible basic land. They are kind of terrible. I agree.
Hates control. I couldn't agree more.
Like,
I'm going to have a serious sit-down conversation with him after this tournament.
I feel no sympathy. Oh, land number 2.
That's why he can't draw them, as he rips one and slams it. They're hiding in shame.
Personal tutor. So is there anything that Remy... So he could go get a Ponder here. Or...
Is it Fragmentize? No wonder he's playing with bad basics. He's playing with bad bad standard cards.
That is a sorcery.
Is it Fragmentize?
Yeah. No, I don't know. What happened to it? We're too busy looking it up. Oh, it went on top, so it hasn't been played yet.
No, Fragmentize is just a fine card. I just like calling standard cards bad. Don't worry about it. That card is vintage playable, sir. Immediately somebody gets defensive. Settle down. Alright, we've got a Fragmentize. That's going to try to take care of Bitter Blossom. This is a Force of Will pitching a Brainstorm.
Brainstorm in response.
Now, has he paid his life? Let's see his life total go down.
There it goes.
He lost 2.
Nothing. Don't touch me.
Yes. Yes, Kennedy, that's exactly how it works.
Yeah, personal tutor's that's why this is a brew, right? You don't see personal tutor in Legacy.
Not usually.
There aren't decks that are trying to run it. It's kind of narrow focused, and in certain situations it could be great, but being able to tutor for Terminus and put it on top,
it's a thing that
have it work next turn. could be really strong. Not against Stifle dot Force of Will deck.
Well, now I'm looking at things and I see a standstill in Remy's hand, and he's got to be looking at this going, you know, like this card just isn't working right now.
Devastation tied into Tolarian Winds. Yeah, or he wants Pestilence into Disenchant.
Pestilence. All right, another personal tutor.
Personal tutor into personal tutor, because then you can make up for card disadvantage. Fragmentize number 2.
Yeah, looks like he really wants to get this off the board. What is that card? Personal tutor?
Or the Fragmentize, yeah.
Or the Fragmentize.
Personal tutor, 1 mana, 1 blue sorcery from Portal that lets you go find a sorcery and put it on top. We're gonna force battle over this Fragmentize. It's great fun.
Yeah, Standstill is an easy card to get rid of. Bitter Blossom down, but there's still a lot of fairies on the board, and Remy's at a very low life total. So here we are. Yeah, interesting. He's got like standard basics, and then his other basic is an old Ice Age Snowland.
Mm-hmm. Naturally. I don't think there's anything in this deck that... Oh, there's Terminus. He got a Terminus, guys.
Oh my goodness.
As it rings to me with the one card that could possibly save him here.
Alright, Deathrite Shaman is a counterspell.
Yep, no more Rest in Peace, so that would have been a...
Nate's got to be annoyed, but yeah. Yeah, there you go. Quote 13. Thank you, the blue team.
Throws down a Ponder as if it's a miracle card. Sees land, but one of them.
Yeah, that's not good though. We see plenty of things in Nate's hand to deal with a Mishra's Factory.
Just all the swords and Abrupt Decay and a Disenchant. Just everything he wants. But now he can play Standstill. He should have run it out right there.
No, he exiled it to Force of Will.
Oh, he doesn't have it.
Yeah. There's a Wasteland. Top deck Plains. Nate's just looking for a threat here, trying to deal that last point of damage. We got a Brainstorm. It looks like he might Brainstorm again to go 1 card deeper. Okay, nope, there's a Death Ray. Okay. Ready, and you get it? Done. Alright, that's going to do it. So Nate's Dark Shift deck, a.k.a.
Bad Stifle with black.
4-color Stifle. Oh, 4. That's not what I wanted to say. He's going to take this one down. Meanwhile, I'm going to check on our other table. Looks like the round is still going. John is playing a...
Death Shadow, hopefully.
Death Shadow deck.
Legacy Death Shadow. Well, we haven't seen any Legacy cards yet. So the early lists we saw from Legacy Death Shadow had like 2 Watery Graves, 2 Underground Seas, and some other combinations of Revised Duels and Shocklands. But if you were on a budget list, you could just run Shocks.
Yeah, Perry and Repost found it just about as fast as I did.
Found it.
Look, guys, we found it.
He was touching his screen when he did that.
Yeah.
I found it right there.
Yep. I'll show you. I'll show you where it is. I love it. Hates controls. Like, wait, I think I found it.
Yeah, Shivan Reef. Oh.
Seriously. Now, most Death Shadow decks in Legacy do have duels in it.
Yeah.
But it looks like John is playing his like a modern deck, right? Like it looks like he's added some Hymn to Torox and maybe a couple other cheaper Legacy cards, maybe, and that's the way he's choosing to play the deck, which is fine. I think it's just great. I do think that there should be at least one one of each duel to not lose too much life.
Mhm.
But I definitely understand if cost is a little too high.
So and Death Shadow, it functions similar to the modern Death Shadow, right? In that you're wanting to play a minimal amount of lands and lots of really inexpensive threats.
Mm-hmm.
Here we are. We see a Liliana at 7. There's tons of lands out. This game has gone longer than probably John would have wanted it to, but a Lily at 7 is a thing.
Right, and he's chosen not to ult Lily last turn, which all the ult would do is probably split like a couple lands with Jace,
or
and like the rest of the lands.
Yeah, Jason like 1 land or something.
Jace and
like
Azcanta and all other lands, right? Like,
oops, punished.
So here's Council's Judgment. I think he's going to vote for Liliana the Veil. What do you think?
That makes sense.
Vote. He's going, vote for that one.
So Josh is explaining Council's Judgment. You want to vote for the same thing. That's all it does. The whole voting thing is all there for a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
And, on a 1v1 game, if the vote is tied, then both things get sacrificed. So
yeah, he did find it off Search for Azcanta. He did that at the end of the turn. You don't want to get too greedy with Liliana. I think it was smart to just get things off the board.
Mm-hmm.
He probably would have killed Jace and Azcanta if he had done that, and that's all he really wants to do, right?
Or Josh may have kept Jace. That's a viable strategy, but at least if John had found an answer, which
I think Josh has too many of his lands on board. I don't think he could afford to keep them.
Yeah, he'd be solely on a ulting Jace game plan there.
Right. I just don't think that's a good game plan against a deck that's supposed to kill
with a little creature.
Yeah, with like a 1-drop. Like that's the whole point of the deck.
So we're not sure which game this is. This is either 2 or 3. It's probably 3, but
yeah, we have about 3 minutes left in our round. We find a Pyroblast off of Search for Azcanta.
Yeah, when you're in this state, you've got a Jace that's Fate Sealing. You're getting an extra card, and you get to pick which card that is out of several. Good luck.
Good luck. And now we enter the Jace stage of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Azcanta, the Sunken Ruin. It is a real card. Like even as Search for Azcanta, just both sides are phenomenal. As far as flip cards go, there aren't very many where you want the card to stay on the front side. But that's what's so powerful about Search for Azcanta is there are actually moments where you're like, no, I'm just good with this enchantment. It's doing a lot of work. And there are other times where it flips and you're like, nope, this is just going to be incredible. Yep. Both sides are amazing.
Never get greedy with Lily. And there's other things that can happen in Legacy too. If your opponent's on Wasteland and you're sitting here with basics, you can wait it out. Mm-hmm. You don't have to flip it. Some of the flip cards, you don't have a choice.
You know what, Champagne? I'm actually not. I think the card is just amazing, and I think I'm actually kind of surprised it took people even like 2 weeks of it being printed for people to figure out, oh, this card's good.
Here's the Thoughtseize. It's not going to matter.
Stompy, it depends what color is Stompy.
Yes, the answer is yes.
Oh, sorry.
Right.
Sorry, Bryce.
It could
be
red-green. You should play Search for Azcanta.
Yes, red-green Search. Mm-hmm.
All right, Josh gets it. It would have been interesting to see what would have happened had he ulted Lily there.
So not sure if this was 2-0 or 2-1, but it looks like Josh is going to clean up this round.
We already found it. Chat, we already found it, guys.
I know. Put Search in everything.
Yeah, pretty much.
There you go.
Pretty much. In that solid creatures mono humans deck, put Search in there. It doesn't find anything, but you can do it.
Yeah, BFG. I bet you got super paid off for that too. The price on them is like what what was the pre-order price? I'm just gonna throw out a guess and say between like $3 and $5 to pre-order Search for Azcanta, and now the card's what, 15-ish?
Yeah.
And honestly, it's probably just going to rise. I don't think there's any reason for it to fall. Rumming 2112. Thank you so much for the follow. We appreciate it. All right, welcome back. Welcome back. Oh, why is our round timer different over here?
That's a great question.
Shouldn't it just be timing the round?
What happened?
I don't know.
It's pulling from here, so this changed.
Do you want to mess with it?
Sure. What time did we start?
We started the round at 7:20. 350 with shipping. BFG, that's awesome. That's really cool that you were able to do that.
Oh, so it's
I messed with the output format because it was saying 30 days from now, even though I know the dates didn't right.
Huh. Well, time in the round.
It's time.
Pretty much. We'll get round 2 here started pretty soon, and then we'll adjust that. It should have just said this, but instead it restarted.
Yeah, that is odd. All right, well,
people had no respect for Hazaret. People also had no respect for
Scarab
Flip
God.
Jace.
Yep, Flip Jace. Flip Jace was another one. Scarab God was another one.
And I think Walking Ballista, was it Walking Ballista or the other one?
Hangerback Walker.
Hangerback
Walker
really
was
low.
like garbage. It was like a bulk rare for the first couple weeks it was printed. Next thing you know, it was like in all sorts of things, and then they're like, you know what we need to do? We need to make this card better, and then they printed Walking Ballista, and now it's like a staple in all 3 formats.
Typing when you have paint on your hand from painting. Typing, that makes sense. You have paint on your hand from painting.
That would make sense.
It's good that you have paint on your hand from like other things. That'd be weird.
I know, Ian. Where's our Store Tezzeret player, huh? I bet you don't even want to answer. I bet you're too embarrassed.
The Nightville Spectre. That's what you're thinking, right? That one was
Nightville Spectre.
Yeah, that was hanging out for a while before it, because it was in a whole different set.
Yeah. It was nothing, and then Devotion got printed, and people immediately went back and looked at what was going on. Yeah.
Vintage, Legacy, and Modern, all the formats that exist. Correct.
Come on, Ardra, come on.
Too easy. I like it. In Magic,
it is. It is kind of funny because I was having a conversation with somebody just the other day, and they were like, they brought up this format called Standard, and I asked them if it was a new format, and they were like, no, it's not a new format, and I was like, oh, that's weird. I've never heard of it. I just kind of figured it was new. I don't know. It was just a weird conversation.
We're doing 4 rounds tonight. BFG every Tuesday. We do 4 rounds of Paper Legacy. We get between 15 and as many as 30 players on Tuesdays.
Yeah,
it's been closer to 20 players a night on Tuesdays.
Usually about 20.
But you get some brews like what we just saw, and mostly you get some pretty competitive decks.
Yeah,
playing against each other with some pretty competent players. And then on the other days, we're streaming Legacy for Magic Online. So Kyer just earlier today was playing some Legacy.
Badly. Very badly. Easily the worst I've played in a while.
See, the chat hasn't ever heard of Standard either.
Wait, Standard? Is that like bad Modern? See, that Big Red Joe, that's exactly how I felt. I was like, hey, well, give me a description, right? Like, tell me what it is. And then they tried to tell me, they're like, what do you mean you don't know Standard? Like, it has like Walking Ballista, and I go, yeah, that's a great Legacy card. And then they were like, well, don't you know Search for Azcanta? And I go, yep, great Legacy card. Absolutely fantastic.
There we go.
I knew he'd offend at least somebody. No, Frontier's not real. That's different. Standard's new. Standard's new. Frontier isn't real.
Yeah. Well, I haven't cast Reality Smasher in Vintage, but I have in
I have
every
not.
other format.
I want to say I think I have two actually.
He plays Stompy. It makes sense.
Well, yeah. His name is I Play Stompy, therefore he stomps.
Yeah.
Yep. Yes. Well, how about we take a look at some of our new tokens? Or do you think we're going to start up pretty soon?
Go for it. We should be pretty close to time here, but there we go.
All right. So guys, let me link this for you guys. You can also find these on eBay and other places. Whoa.
You've still got it copied. You pasted it.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Played it in a Vintage side event. Good. Nice. Chalice is still good in Vintage. I like
Yes, Chalice is still good in Vintage. Actually, Chalice on Zero is quite good. Yeah, so these are our Cats and Cantrip tokens. Paragon City Games and Cats and Cantrips have teamed up to bring you some awesome creature tokens. And some things aren't creatures. Like recently, we have up on our Patreon, which I'll link to you which I'll link to you in a moment. We have a couple. Oh, maybe I should show these off first, huh? Or no. We'll save the new ones for a sec. I have them right in front of me. They've been made. They're a thing. But yeah, so we've got our brand new Merit Lage token. Big fan.
That's pretty cool, Merit Lage token.
And we got our Knight Ally, because I know that a lot of Legacy players have that like one of Gideon hanging around.
Mm-hmm.
We have our monks for your monastery mentors. And your young pyromancers, of course.
Yeah.
Got to make sure you have these. It's what every Legacy player needs. If you're entreating some angels, if you need something to hold a batter skull.
That's great.
And there are just a ton of tokens, guys. Back to us, I'll show you some of the newly revealed tokens. We've got the mono white and the blue white bird. Absolutely amazing. We've got a 1/1 Merfolk, which I'm sure we'll see a little use now that we're seeing those. And then we've got a clue.
Brian told me to come talk to you. Sorry to interrupt.
I'll get this going. We got pairings. Perfect.
Go to 24-hour tab. A little bit.
Right here.
No, there should be one more. You get your choice.
So, Tony here won a Tundra from our 24-hour stream. A revised Tundra. We gave away to.
You guys are the best.
You got the biggest prize.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I didn't even know you guys were giving away stuff. I'll be honest with you.
Hey, they go to all subs. They go to all subs.
Yeah. So anybody that was
we care about
subscribed.
I
you.
tune in a couple times.
What?
I did tune in a couple times.
Oh,
I didn't know guys were
you
giving
tune in regularly. Are you kidding me?
stuff. I was talking about the 24-hour stream.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A couple times.
Well,
Anyway,
thanks for coming in. See you,
enjoy
Tony.
the Legacy.
Good job, Tony.
Nis.
All right.
Okay.
18.
So we have a lands versus probably like a Delver or like a. Batosai, welcome in. Good to see you. Should be 21. Did they give us a start time? 18.
There we go.
Okay.
And we've got, who do we have?
Okay. All right.
Paul on lands versus Calvin. Calvin was playing. It's going to be the other maps. This one.
Paul doesn't have a mat.
Yeah. Calvin was playing Canadian Threshold during the during the 1K. I'm not sure what he's playing tonight.
Yeah, I'm not sure what he's
We'll
on.
get that to you guys in just one
Neither of them are using mats. Usually, I know them by their mat.
Right.
This is an issue, guys. All right, let's get them all
Sorry.
pulled up.
In our other match, we have Nate playing that big Delva Dark Shift Stifle deck versus
No blade, but with
versus,
but
I'm
not
sure
natural
he's
order.
playing, versus Robert. Will you blue-green Merfolk in Modern be viable? Well, Merfolk's already viable, right?
Right, it's already viable, but the new Merfolk, the legendary Merfolk that they revealed, like what was it, like last night ish, card is actually terrifying. I'm not sure if it fits in with what the Merfolk deck is trying to do in Legacy,
Yeah.
but
Well, he's asking in Modern.
in Modern, oh sure, yeah.
Yeah.
You have Collected Company in Modern.
The 1-mana 2/2. See, I don't think it needs another Lord, does it?
Just a blue and a green for a Lord.
For yet another Lord. Like, is it worth splashing green for that, though?
They
I'm not
already
sure.
splashed a little bit of green for Coco,
Yeah.
so maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
All right, so Paul leads off with Mox Diamond into Exploration. You see he's got the couple Richardon ports. I think it might be a deck in the format we don't talk about is what I think it might be. This is a cool Thoughtseize.
Yeah, this is an Invocation Thoughtseize.
And Paul loses his gamble. That's pretty awesome. I mean, hurtful.
I play Stompy. I'm talking about the 3-mana legendary one, not the Lord. I'm aware that they are different. The Lord is an uncommon. Okay, we have a Ponder.
Ghost Quarter in response. So Calvin looks to be back on. Let's see if he has red.
Like a Grixis or like a check pile deck?
He looks to be back on Grixis. We'll see. He might be full color.
Grixis control, probably.
Mhm.
More than likely.
The invocation deck, where he's invocated everything that you can invocate.
Yep. Pretty much foiled out, except for the cards that don't come in foil.
It's very invocative.
Mm-hmm. That's the exact word I was thinking of.
Is the opposite of invocate outvocate?
Yes.
Okay. It's a lot of voting.
There's many different directions you can vocate.
Yeah. So Gamble was probably going to find Life of the Loam.
Yeah.
And that it was a timely Thoughtseize. Where is Azcanta? Why haven't we found it yet? It's kind of a process. You get to find it.
We haven't started the search yet.
That was a good draw. I think Dark Depths off the top was probably what Paul wanted.
Yeah. Mikey, I'll let you know when we start searching for it, okay? Alright. What do we have here? We have a Baleful Strix. A card is drawn. So is it just me, or does this just not add up? Or it just doesn't do enough against a 2020 Indestructible creature?
It buys him a turn. Goodness. I just drank coffee and I'm yawning. Great.
Oh.
Weird.
Uh-oh. Okay, yeah, it's more than like
4 colors.
4 color.
So the one color that Calvin doesn't have is white, which is where you get Swords to Plowshares. He might have a main deck Edict effect. Otherwise, he's probably dead. Yeah, here's our Merit Lage token, along with a Factory. So even an Edict effect isn't going to do anything now. That was a great top deck as well. Goodness. And mana was tapped.
Did he use a Tarn to go get? Here, I'll let him know. I mean, it didn't do anything, right? Lands gets that one. Yeah, I'll let him know. Un momento.
So our other match, we have... I'll show you guys. We've got Nate on that same deck versus Robert. And Robert looks to be playing like a blade deck.
So I go out there and I'm like, just letting you know, I think you got to buy you off your turn. He goes, oh, really? And he's like, crap. Like,
You just moved something.
Oh.
There we go.
that's not what I wanted to do.
Wow.
There we go.
Need to shuffle that lands deck a little bit better. Yeah, right. Dark Depths, Mercer's Factory. I won.
No, win game. All right, what do we have here? What do we have? This is a Stoneblade deck.
Yeah. Swords of Pasha is getting dazed, but he can pay for it. He's choosing not to. Okay. Not sure why. I think you want to get that Delver off the table.
Yeah, no kidding, Ian. It's just not autocorrect just doesn't work with Magic. In my phone, like when I text with people, I have to add a bunch of names to my dictionary so that it won't autocorrect off of them.
Yeah, so you can see, this is why I don't understand why he didn't want to pay. Nate just targets Robert's wasteland with his own. Robert realizes that there's a fetch land out, there's no point in even using it, and he should have just paid for the days.
Just decided not to?
Yeah. Nate's got the diagonal graveyard thing going on. Look at that. It's beautiful.
It is. Or something like that. Esperanza Stone Lads. That's right, Mikey. That's right.
Leovold gets countered. Stoneforge Mystic. Gonna go forge some stones. Yes, right? Right, chat?
I'm pretty sure that's what Stoneforge Mystic does.
Mystically.
Mystically forges stones.
Yeah, in the form of Jittes.
In the form of Jittes.
Wonder what Jitte would have been called had it been in any other set.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Oh.
Normally I'd try to come up with something creative to say, but
No.
you have me stumped.
It's just a Jitte. Okay.
Metal stick with pointy end.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like we're finally got a game. Super Bowl predictions. That is a good question. I think that is such a good question.
It's going to be super.
I would like to see a Rams X Super Bowl.
That's a hot take.
Yeah.
I guess you just said you'd like to
I
see it.
I just don't want to see. I think the Rams and the Vikings. The Rams and the Vikings or the Eagles. I don't know.
Like
The NFC is like a big question mark. The AFC is like a bunch of bad teams and the Patriots.
We're talking about Belfast Strixes because it's a superb owl.
There you go.
A super bold,
Super Owl.
It's rough.
Vikings anything? I'd be okay with the Vikings making the Super Bowl. I really just want a team. I want a team with no Super Bowl victories to get there. So honestly, the Eagles, the Vikings, or I guess the Rams have a Super Bowl win in the past, but
All right, we're gonna jump back.
they've been bad for so many years.
Lands can do dirty things very quickly, so we're gonna watch it right from the get-go here.
Excellent.
Starting off with a Wooded Vales into a exploration, gamble, or
All of them?
Menabond. Which one? My dreams will no longer be needs.
The poor Vikings, man. They've had so many close calls in playoffs. I feel like every time they're about to get there, they just get humiliated out of it. I'd like to see them do well this year.
Exploration. Sounds like a thing people do in that standard format thing they talk about.
Explore?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think people do explore in that new
Lots
format.
of exploring going on.
Yeah.
We can just use exploration instead. It's better.
It is much better. Stompy. If we lose in the playoffs due to a kick, I'm going to lose my crap.
Yeah, I like lands in this matchup.
I do. Yes.
The 4-color deck can survive, but whenever I'm playing with a control deck and I'm playing against lands, I feel lucky. I feel like I somehow scraped through and got through unscathed without the quickness that lands can do or the inevitability that it can do. It's a challenge. Whereas Nixfit?
Mm-hmm.
Nixfit is definitely favored versus lands. I like Nixfit.
It actually has a hard time losing.
Yep.
It needs to be like a turn 2, turn 3 kill from lands, which can happen.
Yeah, Force of Willing Exploration is good, partly just because that's one of the only targets that actually matter.
Yeah, you want to hit Exploration, you want to hit Gamble. Those are the things that you don't want to resolve. Crop Rotation's another card that you really don't want to resolve.
So he puts down a needle. He may be named Ghost Quarter, or he may have named Thespian Stage there. You hope we see a Submerge? Submerge is great, but it also just... It often just is like buys you a turn or 2 turns.
Yeah, Silasari, I'm actually planning to take it to Santa Clara this weekend.
Nixfit is this deck. If you've been watching our stream at all, or if you watched Kyle even earlier today, it's a Nixfit deck which focuses on enchantments, and so we retitled it Nixfit. What do you call the new version?
Like, I don't know, Wish Fit or
Living Fit. Nix Wish Living.
I don't know.
It plays with Wish.
Living Nix Fit.
It top 8'd our 1K, which is on.
Ben Friedman took 3rd in our Legacy 1K with Nix Fit.
Lands is a really strong deck, so it's okay. 2020s can be stompy, right?
Mm-hmm. Right. Stompy, you're going to be in Santa Clara? You'll have to find me and come say hi.
We're not sure what the needle is on.
Yeah, not sure what the needle's on. I would guess Thespian Stage.
That's why you brought it in.
Just messages me my name.
Kyer.
Well, I got this. Got him.
Oh.
This is Chad. I see you most weekends. Oh. Gotcha. Still, you still have to say hi. It doesn't change anything. Yeah, Silasari, you definitely should go back and watch the 1K. It was a fantastic event, and we had a lot of people watching. It was absolutely a blast. Yeah, BFG, it definitely isn't like a top tier deck or anything. We didn't really expect it to be, right? It just turns out that the deck that we were just teasing around with, and it was just a brew, right? It actually turned out to be quite decent.
Yeah.
And
it's good enough.
I've been doing quite well with it.
Even with all the Death Ray Shamans out there.
Today was bad, but that was because it was me, not the deck. The deck just functions well.
We've got a Surgical Extraction hitting Life of the Loams, which is really the only purpose of Surgical Extraction. Just get rid of that card. He hits one in hand as well. But there's a Crucible of World in Paul's hand that's going to do a pretty good Life of the Loam impression. So
Definitely.
if Calvin is able to deal with this first 2020, they're going to keep coming back.
Yeah, BFG, it actually is just a blast to play. It's one of the funnest decks I've ever played.
We have a winning percentage with it, right?
Yes, we do.
We're 3-2 or better with it almost every
time.
Yeah.
Today I did more poorly than that, but I just can't play Magic today, apparently. The infamous Calvin always has it versus the Paul 2020 beatdown. This is a sweet matchup. Crucible of Worlds. That is a pretty one, too.
So does Calvin have an answer? Paul's like, I'm going to put these lands into play if you don't have an answer.
Right. Artwork can confirm Calvin always has it. Yes. That is a thing that's known around here. It's the foil cards. They show up when you want them to. When you put money into your deck, the deck shows up for you. I think that's what he says, or how he feels. I don't know.
So we had 2 fetches there, I guess. I guess that's what we just had happen. Wooded Foothills into Wooded Foothills.
BFG, somebody beat you with it in your LGS? That's awesome.
And I was pretty excited to lose to it. Hey, I know this deck.
Yeah, I was the one who accidentally popularized it, so that people keep sharing stories. They're like, "Yeah, that deck beat me," and I'm just like, "Sorry," like, "Oops, I didn't mean to do that." I'm not usually known as a person who runs a brew. All right.
Oh man, Calvin needs to answer this Crucible.
Yeah. Oops, 5-0. No, that's actually what happened. It was a 5-0-10-0. There's a stream for it. Kyra the Trendsetter. Oops. Yeah. Sounds like me.
What's funny though is that we're playing I think a much better version of the deck now, and everybody's still on the old version.
Yeah, everybody's still on the old version. We've changed it a lot. We really like where it's at.
Yeah, Sandworm Convergence is really strong. It's just not necessary most of the time. There's very few decks where you really wish you had a Sandworm Convergence and not the other stuff. Hydroblast on the Molten Vertex.
That's awesome, Andy Prime. There's a couple people in Seattle in the last couple weeklies. That's cool.
It's a fun deck to play.
Yeah.
So, makes sense.
Yeah, I'm not sure the Wish version's better yet. I know I've liked it so far.
Yeah, I don't know about Wish, but some of the other little changes.
Keep in mind, Andy, like I was playing like garbage today. I probably could have won most of my matches. Instead, I just threw them all away. There are just some days where you just shouldn't play Magic,
Missing your 3rd land drop usually results in you losing your legacy.
I just didn't play my land past the turn. Yeah. I walked out of the streaming room after my stream today, and somebody comes up to me and they're like, "Hey, how's it going, Kyra?" I'm like, "Don't give me Magic cards. Do not let me touch a Magic card right now. I can't do it."
Is there a clip of Josh's portion of the stream? You know what? He was unable to join us for Miracles, so that never happened. Unfortunately. We're still going to try and make that happen, but
yeah, we'll probably do a special stream for that at some point because it's something that we've wanted to do for a while.
So we've got a Wasteland going to the graveyard, and then Crucibling back, and then Wastelanding again here, and Calvin saying, "Hold on, I want to tap things, maybe?"
Maybe. Yep, Judge Foil Crucible.
The very cool Crucible. I really hope that this is what they're going to do for Masterpieces in the next block set Dominaria.
Old border.
Yeah.
specials.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
There's enough people that I've heard suggest that idea that it sounds like it would be popular.
Calvin's gonna scoop it up. As it turns out, when you're just losing to Wastelands,
yeah,
and you can't cast any of your spells,
yeah. Rosewater said at one point that their current printing process would not allow for that to happen, for them to print the old foil, the old frame, but that doesn't mean anything to me. Like, they could change their printing process.
Right.
They've done it before.
All right, not sure who won this game. I can't quite tell.
Yeah, that's just
Who went first?
purely speculation. BFG, if they were to do
Old Border Ballista. Yeah, exactly. Or like, I don't know, just anything like that. would be
old
really
border
cool.
masterpieces, I just think that'd be a really cool way to do masterpieces for Dominaria.
Yeah.
Instead of invocations that half of the gaming community despises.
As it turns out, Explorer plus Crucible plus Wasteland is good. Yeah, who knew?
Yeah, once that Crucible stuck, he was in trouble.
Yeah.
Is our volume low? Does it feel low? We'll check.
Nope.
It's not low.
No, definitely not low, Kerpammies. You'd pay good money for Old Border Ballistas? Yeah, they'd be gorgeous.
I've seen a few people doing foil peel altars,
Mhm.
where they are able to alter old cards into the old with an old frame foil, and they kind of have to break the frame around the text to keep the text the old, but they look really good.
Yeah,
they're impressive, but it's a lot of work.
it is.
And sometimes then the artist name doesn't match up, and
Right.
whoa, cards are being thrown across the table. We don't know the record here. We're just jumping into this match. This is probably game 2, possibly game 3.
Yeah, no, sure.
Nate has his Magus of the Crucible of the Worlds on the
Mhm.
board. No Explorer though.
No Explorer.
Seems like a card that should go in this deck. I don't know why it's not here. Robert's on it looks like a pretty normal Esper deck with that Tropical Islands just to activate Deathrite.
So sorry, that'd be interesting. Old Border Wastes. For like those colorless decks. They just want a basic
That'd be neat, but that'd be pretty low on my priority of
priority.
masterpieces.
Mm-hmm. Just something to think about. I bet it'd look pretty cool.
Yeah, white bordering. If you're never gonna sell the deck, you can do whatever you want with it. Go for it. White bordering Guru basics actually do look pretty cool, but I would do that.
Yeah.
And you're obviously somebody who likes to tilt other people, right? I'm sure every time he plays the deck, people are just, "What did you do? How dare you?"
How could you do that? Lost value. It's just who Magic players are. It's all about the value.
Death riding a land to equip. Gets to swing. He got his Jete out first.
Mm-hmm.
Not even Stoneforging for it. Man. Alright. Robert just takes it.
Wasteland is Old Border. I was talking about a waste. It's a basic land.
Yeah. I don't think the demand for that one's too high.
Nope. Definitely not. It'd just be interesting. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying I understand Silsari, okay?
It would kind of fit though, right? Wasn't the entire plane like completely destroyed by the Brothers' War, which is where Wasteland even came from, or not Wasteland, but Stripline? Like,
Yeah, I
so
think so.
it could be all wastes now, just a completely colorless block.
Yeah. There you go. Because everybody wants that.
All right. Robert's doing some shuffling. Very exciting.
Yeah, I found a Tundra.
Based off of the shuffling, I'm going to guess this is game 2.
I'm not sure.
There we go.
Yeah, we've seen Nate catch a couple of pretty good things with Spell Snare. Not usually a card that sees a lot of play in Legacy, but you know what? Legacy is a lot of 1s and 2s, so most matchups you should have things to target.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's just a dead card, but
it can be.
And you wish it was anything else.
Sword of Fire and Ice is going to come in. Stoneforge Mystic down. Looks like another attack will get through. Okay, Abrupt Decay is going to take care of Sword. Seems like a good thing to get rid of.
Jite going to work.
No one expects Spell Snare.
That's right. Might as well activate here on its one last time. Oh, gonna gain some life.
Okay.
Taking out a true name. And when it gets exiled, it's then false name nemesis.
False name nemesis. Because you can't be true when you don't exist.
I can't. I just said it. I didn't have any reason.
We all say things sometimes.
True name nemesis gets force of will. Obviously false.
Getting rid of that.
Nope. Never got to name anything.
Not Leovold.
Didn't even have a chance.
Did he lose his life? I don't think he lost his life.
Nate keeps sneaking in these force of wills without a life change. Kyrie's going to correct it. Nate does some checking. He says, yes, I did. Yeah, when you just have the force of will right on time, then you just have it.
Sorry about that. What's going on?
No, we're right. They didn't advance because you were just out there talking to them. So
yeah, but you were talking about something.
Oh no, just BFG says he just has it.
Yeah,
he's been having it.
I didn't see him go to his life die, so I'm like, I don't think he did, but he definitely did.
Brainstorm. I don't know. Is there anything that I guess I don't think Robert plays Abrupt Decay. I'm not sure what he could answer with here. Killing the excavator would just move the Jite onto another creature. True name would have been great. Would have been a fantastic answer. So I guess that's what he's digging for, is another one of those.
You know what's funny, Soul? Sorry, as far as Mana Tithe goes, it's a card that I see more in text list than in non-text list nowadays. What you don't see is foil Mana Tithe. You just don't see those. And they're pretty, may I add.
This could work out. A Batter Skull, he'd be winning, maybe close to winning a race here, but he's not going to get a chance to play it since Jite's just going to kill the Stoneforge, and going to go down to 5 there, and this should be it. Wasteland gets to come back.
Yep.
3 damage there. Oh.
Just 2 damage.
I thought he already took or he didn't take the 2. Okay. Either way, same result. Just a little slower ending.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what it looks like when you attach your Umezawa's Jite to your Crucible Worlds.
You get to Wasteland and win.
Yes. You get to do both things at the same time.
You deal damage and win the game instead of just win the game off a concession.
Right.
That's what we just saw. So that's it for our matches from round 2. We still have a decent amount of time.
Do we now? Do we?
Before the next round.
20 minutes.
I am very unprepared. I don't have any go-tos of awesomeness.
You don't have any go-tos of awesomeness?
No. We can look at. I guess we could look at new cards and see if any of them are legacy playable.
Yeah, we can do that.
If you want to pull up Mythic.
Mythic spoiler.
Quick, Nick's fit on MTGO. Go! I like it.
just start. I think I have like 2 more rounds to play with it. That would be funny. That would be really funny. All right, guys. I guess we're gonna take a look at some standard cards.
So this Journey to Eternity card, it's a 3-mana flip. It's an enchant creature you control, but this is almost good enough to go into Legacy Nick's fit.
It almost is. It doesn't work with Academy Rector the way that we wish it would. But this card is actually like very powerful.
Yeah.
Now, I don't know about Legacy playable. It's probably a little too high mana cost. Both on the original, both on the original and on its backside, right? But it does tap for any color and mana, which is pretty impressive. And the fact that it brings the creature back when it dies, before and it flips, the card's just great. If you have a sack outlet, it's just very, very powerful.
If you were able to put it on a Veteran Explorer, you get the dies trigger. It comes back. You get to flip it. And it's almost it's not legacy playable, but somebody's going to try it and fail.
Yeah, the card's really cool. I kind of mentioned this card a little earlier. It's a 3-mana 2/4 legendary Merfolk. You tap another Merfolk you control and he becomes unblockable, and then you can tap 3 Merfolk you control to draw a card. You can tap 5 Merfolk you control to put a +1/+1 counter on each Merfolk. Sounds like a Merfolk card.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't know if you really ever get that many Merfolk, but
yeah, I think there's a better card in Legacy that you play.
Yeah.
Than Journey.
Yeah.
The fact that it's an aura just makes it too much work.
All these cards are pretty high mana cost for something in Legacy, though.
This Planeswalker is a little interesting. It's a 4-mana Planeswalker.
Yeah.
If you're playing with a bunch of creatures, it can get big really quick, right? You could immediately come and plus it and +4, +5, and then it's got 7 or 8. But the emblem is, I don't know, like is that a card that you would play in Elves? No, but it's doing what you want to do in Elves, right? It's a Planeswalker that cares about having creatures out, and it has what's the Elves sorcery that you play? Where every time you play a creature, you draw a card.
Oh, Glimpse?
Yeah, Glimpse of Nature.
Yeah, it could be interesting in Standard. I mean, a lot of these cards will be good in Standard.
I like this new 6-mana red Elder Dinosaur. Every time it attacks, you get to exile the top card of each player's library, both yours and your opponent's, and then you can cast them.
That card seems powerful.
And you can cast them whenever you want, right? Then you may cast. So only.
Here you go, Stompy. Here's a good card to stomp with.
It's an intriguing card for sure. How about this counterspell? 3-mana counterspell, hard counterspell. But if you attacked with a creature, you only have to pay 1.
So it's like counterspell, but just like worse.
But if you attack with something cheap, then it protects your next thing that you play.
Okay.
Which is that might be a card that gets played. It's probably just worse, but
more than likely. Oh, I should get a round timer up here, huh?
I think this Jade Light Ranger is a card that might see some play. 3 mana for a 2/1, and it explores twice. So it's either a 3-mana 4/3, or you've drawn 2 lands, or some combination of those things. That's pretty strong. If the 2-mana one Merfolk explores, exploring twice has got to be pretty good, right? The double green in the cost is maybe what prohibits it from being modern or legacy. I mean, it's not legacy playable, but how about this Dead Man's Chest card? This thing just got spoiled, I think, today on Morrow's Twitter.
I haven't seen this one.
It's a 2-mana enchantment. You enchant a creature an opponent controls specifically. And when it dies, you get to exile cards equal to the power from the top of their library, and you may cast any non-land cards as long as they remain exiles, and you can spend any mana to do it.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's interesting. I mean, it's one of those conditional enchantments where you have to enchant them, then you have to kill the thing, and then depending on the power of the thing, you get to have options to play things from them.
Nice. Look, this card explores 2 times.
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. I think it's a playable card.
I think so too. Double green's a little weird. I don't know about that. Oh, better Necrotal. Just saying.
And it's a Chupacabra.
Yes, and it's a Chupacabra.
So.
It's basically everything that everybody ever wanted. I can't tell you how many times I've mentioned to people, I wish that Necrotal was a Chupacabra.
And not have first strike.
Yeah, I don't need... What do you need first strike for? You already killed a creature. Oh, and the other thing I asked for is that I want to be able to kill some non-artifact, or some artifact and some black creatures.
Yeah. Those are the things you asked for, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually put it on my Christmas list to Santa.
So this red foreign card, this one's kind of interesting. It's 2 for a 1/1, and it has Ascend. Okay. But every time it attacks, you can pay X in red. If you do, you get X 1/1 elemental tokens, and they're attacking. And then they get exiled unless you already have the City's Blessing, and the blessing is like you have to have 10 permanents, right? Right when it ascends. That's a potential card. It kind of has some power to it.
Yeah. Dog breath's like Chupacabra's bad. You can't kill your own creature. I've played a lot of Necrotal in Cube, okay, and I cannot remember a moment where I wanted to kill my own creature. Just saying. But yes, you're right. It cannot kill your creature.
Scroll down to the artifacts. Where are they hiding? There's an artifact that's interesting. The Immortal Sun. Costs 6. Planeswalkers are irrelevant. You get to draw an additional card. Spells cost 1 less, and creatures you control get +1/+1. That's a thing.
The card is incredibly powerful.
It's like a weird Mirari's Wake plus drawing plus Planeswalkers. It's a card.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if we're gonna get a pirate one of these.
How about the Storm the Vault? Click on that one real quick.
I'm not a big fan.
It's silly. It costs 4. It's an enchantment. You have to have a creature deal damage to a player to get treasures, and then at the beginning of your end step, if you have 5 or more artifacts, you get to transform it, and it turns into a Tolarian Academy that also randomly taps for one. Like, they could have just removed
it can tap for any color, or it can tap for a bunch of blue.
Why does it tap for any color? That's silly.
Upgrade.
Unnecessary. Yeah, because they made it so bad they needed it to tap for any color
They wanted to make sure that the card, like, you do all this work to get this card, right? They wanted to make it so, let's say, like a Shatterstorm effect or something that killed all your artifacts, they wanted to still be able to do something.
Pretty bad.
Yep.
Pretty bad.
I think this card's terrible. I love this Evolving Wilds, though. Never going to use it.
Got like a Machu Picchu thing.
Doesn't mean I don't
on.
like the art.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty cool.
Sorry, I made us jump ahead.
We have Silver Gold.
Hey! Here's a better Explorer, right?
You have to have a creature to target.
Yeah.
And it has to be your creature.
It's not better. World Shaper's kind of interesting. I don't know. It's a card that does things.
Raymond Swanland did the art, so it's good. That's actually how that.
What is this thing?
That's actually how it works.
The source would deal damage to you. Another dinosaur you control prevent all but one damage. We're still waiting for round 2 to finish up here, guys. So we're just looking at some cards. We're spoilering.
We be spoiling.
You probably have all already seen these cards, but
probably
we're gonna look at them.
Why not?
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the whole City's Blessing thing and how relevant that is or isn't.
Yeah, so far I don't think that there's a card that goes in Legacy. I mean, this card is interesting, but there's not like a Pirate Legacy deck that actually is red. I mean, we played Pirate Stompy.
There's not a Pirate Legacy deck.
Brian 4-0'd with a Pirate Stompy deck when the Legacy rumors were going like crazy. It's so funny.
This is an Anthem effect for creatures of a particular type, and they also have Vigilance if you
control 10 or more permanents. How does Ascend work? Is it like is it a cast trigger that it checks, or I just don't understand.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Because that's not how it's worded. I feel like you just have the city's blessing at any point that you have something with Ascend. You think it's a constant effect?
But you have to
for
have
permanents on the battlefield.
Have to have one of those out. This guy's kind of fun. This white dragon, this white elder. I keep trying to call them elder dragons. They're elder dinosaurs. 8 for a 4/8 flying double strike, vigilance, trample, indestructible. Keywords. That's great. It's good fun.
This card's terrible. It's really bad.
If they had Zettelpaw, Zettelpaw.
If you got rid,
Zettelpaw.
I think if you got rid of any of these abilities and put lifelink on it instead, the card would be decent.
This card's terrible.
It is. It's so bad.
This guy does things with taking turns, and it's really awkward. Click on this 2-mana guy. You pay 4, you tap it, you put it on the bottom of your library, you get to take an extra turn, but only if you have the city's blessing. Okay.
So it's actual garbage. Unless you have 10 permanents in play.
Yep. Hey, it's a thing.
Godfarrow's gift target? I mean, okay. Yeah, Dog Breath, I could see that. Like as a standard thing. Yeah, I'm not saying that these cards are like unplayable in standard. We're thinking like we're not talking about.
So when he says this card's garbage, it's like standard brilliance.
It's not standard brilliance. It could see play.
Alendra gets bigger when creature dies when they die, and then when she dies, you get to make some guys.
I like this card.
Okay.
Kind of techie.
I'm waiting for another flip card that's actually playable. So far, they've been unplayable.
Yeah, Dog Breath, I agree. That's the only way I could see it played as well. Be pretty powerful. That's just a 4/4. The 8 toughness is pretty irrelevant.
We've got a green-black flip card, a red-blue flip card.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all so far? Just those 2?
Yeah, I think so.
So we're going to have, their enemy color flips? Is that the idea? Or a full 10, do you think?
What other sweet lands do we need, like, weird reprints of, you know? Are we going to get a Sarah Sanctum? That'd be pretty fun.
But they kind of, I guess. Might be.
Like, if we get an Academy, then I wouldn't... It wouldn't be too weird to see a Sarah Sanctum.
Tabernacle? That'd be kind of cool.
A Tabernacle?
Flipped into a Tabernacle.
Library of Alexandria.
Yeah, that's very possible, right? They're kind of going towards those.
We need Port. I can't see a world where you want like.
Where is Legacy?
Yeah, where is Legacy?
Let's
seriously.
come back. We should just watch old footage of.
We really should.
Legacy.
We really should.
Let's look at this. Let's pull this up. Here's our top 8 from our 1K that just happened last Saturday.
This is our Saturday tournament.
So this is lands. We just saw Paul playing this. And let's look at the number 2, Josh Snow playing Miracles. We saw him briefly just win with this, pretty much the same list. I don't know if he's playing Keranos today or not. We didn't see enough of his deck to know if he's doing that, but another lands deck went 3rd, and then here's Nyx Fit. Let's take a look at Nyx Fit real quick. So this is not what you're currently on. This is what
it's
we were
very
on.
similar.
The change is that Living Wish has been brought in, right?
Yes.
And so 1 Rector goes to the sideboard, and then Wish gets to go find a tower a Phyrexian Tower or a Rector or potentially other cards. And it's kind of interesting with the change. If you guys haven't seen this list, it's really fun. Somebody's playing it here today. We might see it on camera.
Maybe.
And you're planning on playing it in Santa Clara?
Yes, I will. I'll be playing a very similar deck to this. Yeah, with the Living Wishes probably.
And Ben Friedman, who was here, said he might play this in Santa Clara as well.
Yeah.
At the team event. It has some pretty good game against lands. So if you are struggling to beat lands, getting out a Overwhelming Splendor is fantastic.
It's pretty good against the Delver decks too.
Yep.
The decks that it has a hard time with are like very dedicated combo decks. Outside of Show and Tell, this deck has kind of an insanely good matchup against Show and Tell. As it turns out, when you put Cruel Reality or Overwhelming Splendor into play off of Show and Tell, it's like you win.
Yep. Or if you just get
everyone.
out a Academy Rector and you have a sack outlet, then you will get those anyway.
Yep.
It feels good.
Yeah. So the deck actually has a lot of game. We had a 4-color Deathblade.
Are we done with it? We still have. I don't know how many tables are still going.
Yeah, we still have 2 more rounds left.
Yeah, we're doing 4 rounds tonight, so we have 2 minutes left on the timer, so we should be pretty close to time being up in the round.
Yeah, towards the bottom of your screen, you'll see our round timer.
Okay, a Shadow List got 5-1 and 6-0 in the last Legacy challenges. Nice. It's definitely a deck.
Yeah.
And it's one of those where if you know your Death Shadow list intimately from Modern, then moving over to Legacy, where maybe some Legacy players don't know it as well, if they don't play Modern, then you have a little advantage there.
Well, there was a green-black Nick Fit deck that also top-aided. That was they have that.
Kind of the same engine, but you're instead of doing enchantments, you're getting Titania or a Grave Titan, and winning that way. There's a fun a Carnage Tyrant in the sideboard.
Here's the MTG top 8 link.
The Skeletal Scrying I thought was a little strange. We saw that get played and kind of thought that could be something else. But
yeah.
Okay.
They didn't do bad things, that's for sure.
No.
The Nissa was like an all-star.
Yeah. Yep. This is amazing in this deck.
Then we had some Team America, aka Sultai.
Yep. Any deck that runs
Tombstalkers.
Tomb Stalkers and Hymn to Torox used to be known as Team America, which was named by some people over in
Europe,
I think. Yeah, some Italians. I think it was Italians.
Was it?
And that was happening when there was the Canadian Threshold, which was actually named and played by Canadians.
Yes. And speaking of Canadian Threshold.
Yeah. Pretty stock Threshold list with the one of Forkbolt, the one of Tarfire is kind of interesting. It's just there for Tarmogoyf, but it can matter.
Yep. Only one repeat deck in lands. And the lands player had to beat the lands player out.
And that match went forever.
Yep.
So our round timer just is starting over again. It's very strange.
Yeah, I'm not really sure why it's doing that.
You can just go back to the thing and stop. Okay. So there's time of the round.
Okay.
So we should be on to round 3 here very shortly for you guys.
Let's get set up for that then.
Oh, what fun. I'm still tired from the 24-hour stream.
Are you serious?
I think so. Haven't recovered.
I don't think I did either. I did 24 hours of Magic, and then I took 1 day off, and I came back, and I can't play Magic anymore.
You're broken?
I am actually broken.
Oh no.
I was telling at the end of my Moto stream, I was like, thank goodness I get to be the commentator, because we actually get to watch some people who know how to play their Magic cards today. Thank goodness. Let's see.
Not quite there.
Still no update.
we'll get set up here for round 3. And let's see, who have we seen? We saw Lance just win, and we saw Nate win again.
Yep.
So it's quite possible that they'll play each other. Brian today is playing his Esper Bomberman list.
Oh, is he really?
So maybe we should get that on camera. I'll go talk and see if.
Yeah,
see
go check that out.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, so Brian, this Esper Bomberman list, I guess, I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with Bomberman, but it's a deck that uses, yes, Bomberman. Yeah, so it uses LED, REX Salvagers, and, to get infinite mana, and then you use some payoff like Walking Ballista. Throw all that mana into Walking Ballista. You don't need to have a hand because REX Salvagers can just bring it back to your hand. And this particular Bomberman list is odd because I think most of the ones that I've seen in the past, they play like 4 of all of it, right? You played around with the black-white version. Yeah, he has the black-white version online. But this particular version is a little different. It only plays with 1 LED and like 2 REX Salvagers, and then you just play with 4 Trinket Mage. What else does that deck have in it? Like it was like a little different, the Bomberman list. You got a good look at it, right?
Yeah. This one doesn't play Bob. It's more counter magic.
Right.
And then the combo. So we still have 3 matches going in turns right now.
You're kidding.
Right now we have Josh on Miracles playing against Patrick on the Knicks Fit.
Okay.
And they're in turns, and it looks like Patrick might be able to pull it out.
Interesting.
And then 2 other matches as well. Brian's
Okay.
1-1, but maybe we'll just show him on camera anyway.
All right. You want me to let him know to put?
Sure. If we end up seeing Patrick, maybe that's the match you're going to watch. But so you got to hang out with us for a little longer here, guys.
A little longer.
Yeah.
I am excited. I am excited to see like new sets come out, but it is. I don't know. There's a ton of interesting and fun things, right? But I feel like maybe I'm the only person who feels this way, but I feel like most sets recently have really catered to EDH players and really catered towards limited players. Like they're trying to make a limited set, right? That's balanced and fun. But man, there are a lot of EDH cards. Just like so many of these, I'm like, yeah, but this doesn't help anybody anywhere.
So part of that may be that they've made cards that are too strong in modern recently, that are too strong even in standard, and so they're dropping down the power level by making them practically unplayable, and then Legacy goes and breaks them with like Overwhelming Splendor being actually amazing, and other cards. So they have to be careful with cards now, and I don't know if that's correct. Like I enjoy it when a card shakes up modern, when a card actually makes a difference, and it doesn't have to be broken.
Yeah,
but being playable is real.
EDH, yes. Limited isn't always the case. Yeah. Well, okay. Let me emphasize because what I mean by that is they build sets to be a limited set, right? Like that's the whole design of them. There's supposed to be a bunch of commons and uncommons that really just aren't that good, but they're meant to stylize the limited format, right? So you get all these cards that they were never meant to be a standard staple. They were never meant to be a modern or legacy staple. They're just kind of like around as filler to give limited its thing. And then you have all these random cards like this Ascend ability. I'm looking at it going, what deck is ever gonna get the City's Blessing? Like that happens in limited because people flood out and the game never ends. And then I mean, it happens in standard sometimes because games go super long because everybody's just playing every value card that they possibly can. But that's not really a thing that happens in Modern and in Legacy. I mean, of course, there's going to be a couple decks that do. Ingenuity, welcome in. Good to see you here.
Just checking in, please do. We're about to start round 3 here. We just have a couple guys in turns, and we'll see what happens. All right, here we go. Sounds like we now have.
Yeah, parry and repost. Yeah, I agree. The 6-mana artifact is very, very interesting. It's like it's one of those cards that's like helps you, and it's like, oh, and by the way, your opponent's planeswalkers don't work. Well, that's actually something relevant in formats, right? Like planeswalkers are very playable cards. How many rounds? There will be 4 rounds, and we are through 2 of them, so we have 2 more rounds. Bryce is gonna make sure we get who we need on the future match area. Bryce, get their records. What are all their records?
Brian's 1-1.
Brian's 1-1.
Patrick's going to be playing Nate.
So he's 2-0.
Yeah.
What one are we gonna watch then?
We'll have to show Patrick and then
We'll have to
peek it.
So we have
game.
We have our Dark Shift, aka 4-color Stifle deck, versus Patrick on Nyx Fit.
So it's here.
And I think it sounds like Patrick was able to beat Josh Snow.
Yeah.
With Nyx Fit.
I don't know. Maybe they went to. Maybe they drew it. Okay. Brian is playing Robert.
Right.
All right, so we've seen Nate's deck a little bit here. This is the Bant. So he's trying to stifle.
Mm-hmm.
Stifle is definitely a card against Nyx Fit. So it should have some game, and it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. And then come down here. Give 9-16.
It'll be 906.
Post it.
Excellent.
And we okay. That'll work.
Excellent. All right, we get to watch them shuffle for a moment.
And on the other side, we've got Brian playing this Esper Bomberman versus Brian, who we just saw playing just a blade deck.
Robert.
Minifer Josh Snow is on the Miracles, yes.
How did Miracles go with that top?
Yeah. The blue-white control deck is still really strong.
Very powerful.
You're using the new card that they add is Portent. And it's only down to like 2 now.
Portent and Search for Azcanta.
But
they're very, very important.
It's still a really strong list, and we've seen several different variations, whether you're using Entreat the Angels or Monastery Mentor or just Planeswalkers and Gideon and Jace as your win cons.
The win con doesn't really matter. All of them are good that we've seen. Yes, Big Red Joe, Patrick is playing my deck. He is playing my list with my cards.
So this one is a little different than the top 8 list. This one has Living Wish, a full 4 of, and a Living Wish package in the sideboard, obviously.
Yep.
So things have been adjusted a little bit, and so far it's working out pretty well. It feels pretty good. It can be a little slow sometimes, but having the options is great.
And I like this play by Patrick. Immediately, Nate goes to fetch his land, and Patrick's like, "Well, I'm going with you."
Yeah.
Where we know what's going on. Patrick has seen Nate stifle some things. Let's make sure that we get the lands we need. We'll see if Nate has Wasteland, but the Nyx Fit deck plays with 8 basics in it. That is a lot of basics for a Legacy deck.
Yeah, Stifle is definitely going to be a card. Dog Breath, if you're going to play in a Legacy tournament, I would definitely still be prepared to play against this blue-white control deck, this Miracles list, or a version of it. And remember, it's different. It plays differently than Miracles did.
Yeah, Dog Breath. It is a very real deck, and it is kind of all over the place online.
Yep.
Like it is definitely something you want to look into if you're going to play an event.
Nate gets a Wasteland out on Bayou, which Patrick maybe should have searched for a basic there.
Probably should have got a basic. A little greedy there. We'll see if it comes back to bite him. Looks like he's got some good action though,
especially with a Bayou in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he knew to play around Stifle, but not to play around Wasteland.
Right.
Normally those two cards go hand in hand in Legacy.
Usually.
Nate's gonna fetch. Get something with white and black. Scrubland.
Yeah, 8 is a lot of basics and a lot of standard decks, exactly. There are four forests, 2 plains, and 2 swamp. You just need those veteran explorers to be able to get a lot of land.
Hey look, MTG Bot says I do altars.
What? You do?
If you guys want, check out some altars. I have a pretty cool one I'm working on right now. I was very, very unexcited about doing a wall of Tinder wall, but I think it's going to turn out pretty neat.
All right, so here's a Collective Brutality discarding a Lingering Souls. It was attempting to look at the hand and kill Deathrite Shaman. This is going to get Force of Willed.
That would have been nice.
Yes, that would have been a huge tempo swing for Patrick.
And it gets eaten. Oh, no, it doesn't get eaten. I was going to say. I almost would have eaten the Lingering Souls there instead of this play, but Wasteland's strong. Yeah, that'll work.
I think Patrick has his other planes, not doing a whole lot at the moment.
Yeah. He's got a Veteran Explorer in hand.
It looks like he has a forest. Am I wrong about that? Maybe just... That's odd.
There goes Lingering Souls.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is not going well. I think this game kind of fell apart when he fetched for a Bayou.
You like the Elvish Spirit Guides? Nice. They the Tinder Walls are for the same person actually. They're going in a Charbelcher deck since those are the 2 cards you can't foil out. But that's cool you dig them. I like it.
Okay, there's a basic forest. Here's a Veteran Explorer.
Back in the game, except for Source of Pleasures.
There is a Swords, and I would expect to see this deal with it. There's very clearly a mana problem. Let's make it so they can't do a lot, right?
Yep. So do you think that the Excavator came in the set before Dinosaurs because he's like a paleontologist?
Yes.
He excavates... No, that doesn't make sense at all. He excavates land. Nope.
Captain QC, welcome in.
What did you miss? Man, the most exciting joke ever that fell flat.
On its face.
Yep. We're watching Patrick, who's 2-0. He just beat Josh Snow in Miracles. Play against this Bant, Dark, Shift, Stifle deck. Here's Living Wish. Right on time. Right on time to get countered. He doesn't actually have to counter it.
He definitely doesn't. With Revenant Excavator and Wasteland going back and forth, the thing that Patrick would probably want the most is something like a Cavern of Souls. and
It would just get.
it would just get wastelanded.
Yeah. Okay. So he is. He's just going to force a will. The living wish. And Nate. This is kind of nice. Nate can ponder, and if he needs a shuffle effect, say he wants to draw one card and then shuffle away the other two, he can play his flooded strand from the graveyard and shuffle.
Yeah, Excavator is definitely awesome.
It's okay. Just because it's a Crucible of the Worlds, it can kill you. I mean, we've seen it do that. We've seen it a wasteland, lock an opponent, and beat down with an equipped Jitte just last round.
Yeah, Dog Breath. Actually, we gave away that Pyro Altar during our 24-hour stream on Sunday. There was a lucky winner.
I've got some foil Pyro Altars, Pyromancer Altars.
Do you really?
That are turning out pretty cool, yeah.
Wow.
Similar thing going on, but with the foiling.
Green Sun Zenith makes Raminep Excavator just much better.
100 times, exactly.
Yep.
He did the math.
100 times better.
All right, let's see if this Rector can do what it wants to do. Do you think Nate has a Stifle in hand? I think he's got a Stifle. About time he gets something. You do altars too, Craig? You can, sure. You can post a link. We won't stop you. I guess we'd have to repost it, but we can do that.
Yeah, maybe. I actually don't think that we have to repost stuff anymore. I changed that setting.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. All right. Nate gets it with the Excavator. So we're going to jump over to Brian versus Robert, where Brian is on
Esper Bomberman.
Esper Bomberman. So this is a deck that is using Aurek Salvagers, Lion's Eye Diamond to go infinite.
Yes, you get infinite mana, and then you use Inox Salvagers to pull back your Ballista.
Yeah.
That you discarded with your LED.
And you make an infinitely large or near infinitely large Ballista.
And then you kill your opponent.
Yeah. The rest of the deck is mostly like counter magic and other Esper things. Trinket Mage goes and finds you those things. So here we are. It looks like Brian's already played a Ballista and a Engineered Explosives, and he's down on Deathrite Shaman's pretty rude against his list. He wants his graveyard to be alive. Jace the Mind Sculptor is probably wrecking things as well.
Yes, Captain QC. That's the deck that we couldn't make sense of the name. We ended up calling it Big Delva, but today he said he added black to the deck, therefore it is now Dark Shift.
Mm-hmm. And so everybody in chat has been very confused.
So everybody in chat's been confused, and we've had to repeat that. We've had to tell the story quite a few times.
Craig, I will totally check out your altars. I love seeing other people do their altars. I'll have to wait until we get a break here, though. All right, let's see if Brian can pull something out of a hat. Trinket Mage! He gets to literally pull something out of his hat here. Looks like Robert's empty-handed. So, it's going to be a Pithing Needle. That answers one of the things. It's probably going to name Deathrite Shaman. Let's see if I can hear. Yeah, so he's going to respond by eating a Ponder. Okay. And it resolves. I don't know what it named.
Stop it. Oh, those memes are so funny.
All right.
love seeing Pithing Needle come down and the opponent just activates Jace.
Still gets to Jace. Yeah.
Like, you know that something went wrong somewhere when that happens.
It shows you how strong and important that Deathright Shaman is to wrecking Brian's game plan here.
Captain QC, were you playing your Parfait deck?
Does he ever not play his Parfait?
I think he does not sometimes.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not a doctor, so.
Right. Yes, I was.
Yeah. It's true. I do hear that parfaits can be particularly delicious.
Brian throws the Pithing Needle right on Deathright to show. Okay, so Brian's down to 6 life, so it's kind of a now or never for Brian. Let's see if he can. He's got the LED in hand. He just needs the salvagers, I believe.
Yeah, he needs it to resolve. Does Robert have a hand?
No, he's just got a sort of Fire and Ice in hand. I don't know what Brian's other card is.
Yep, it'd need to be a top deck salvagers. Does he have? Yeah, that would do it.
All right, here we go.
Don't think that was it. If it was a brainstorm, he could brainstorm and still get there.
But that would be a pretty automatic. You just do it. You just play it out. So he's thinking, trying to see if he has a turn.
He'd have to slam it.
4 mana for a Jace. Oh, his other card was Force of Will. Okay. Might as well take a look at some cards. Sees that he's not going to get there.
Yeah, not a lot going on. And I don't think there's a way to shuffle either. Which means... Or is there a fet? No, there's not. So, well, there's a Trinket Mage, right? But I don't think Trinket Mage... I don't think he'd have enough mana after that. Sword gets to come in this next turn, make True Name a 5 power creature that, and then the sword deals 2 by itself.
That's lethal by itself. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's jump. Well, let's pull up the other match and see where they're at.
Good plan. Looks like a couple things have happened.
We'll keep an eye on it for just a minute here. Go ahead and keep that other one open just for now, just in case something crazy happens. I don't see what could happen unless Robert misattacks or something. So Patrick got to start.
It looks like Veteran Explorers got surgical.
Oh, that's mean. So they got Force of Willed and then surgical.
Force of Willed and surgical. Yeah. Yep. No more Explorers. This is really, really bad. It looks like Nate is just manhandling this Nyx Fit deck. And with all the stifle things that can happen, like, man, a wasteland here and the game would just end.
Patrick's got a Cabal Therapy in hand, so he had like a pretty sweet hand. Having Overwhelming Splendor and Curse in your opener hand is pretty rough. Great. He may have drawn one of those.
Curse isn't too bad. I find that Curse gets cast decently easy. It's not too difficult. Whereas Overwhelming Splendor, just no way.
Oh,
take this real quick.
So sure enough, the Esper Blade deck got it there. He didn't mess it up.
No.
Would have been a challenge to do. But this game might be over pretty quick too. Deathright Shaman. And Patrick draws a Rector. Okay. So he needs what? Land, Rector, plus sack outlet.
Wow, okay. Yeah, Bigger Joe. This Nate is a brewer. He is a podcast caster for Eternal Durdles.
Mm-hmm.
If you've ever heard of that podcast, he does that. Great podcast if you ever want to give it a listen.
This is going to be over pretty quick is what this is going to be.
Yes.
Patrick's down to 1 land. It's just a Plains. Plains doesn't do much. There is one. Yeah, he's just going to scoop it up.
Ouch. Rough, rough one to watch.
Force of Will on the Veteran Explorer into Surgical Extraction ended that game pretty quick. And if it hadn't been for that, Patrick may have been just fine, right?
Yeah.
Having a Veteran Explorer on the battlefield would have slowed down Nate significantly and or ramped Patrick.
Right.
But we get to see game 2 and or 3 of Esper Bomberman versus this
Esper Blade.
Stone Blade deck.
Yep. Definitely should be interesting. This Bomberman list, it's a strategy that most people aren't used to seeing it, right?
Oh yeah.
It's probably a little harder to interact with than most people would realize, just because when you're unfamiliar with what you're playing against.
And you can see that there. Robert had a Deathrat Shaman. He activated it. He could have exiled the Walking Ballista.
Yes.
And that probably would have just ended it. And yet, because there's just one of, right? But didn't know that was the win condition.
Yeah, that was a very fast 2-0. Just like a wasteland, a surgical, done. Just, I don't think it was a particularly great keep by Patrick, but in his defense, you usually keep your hand when you can cast a Veteran Explorer
and
sack
therapy in hand. Yeah.
So Nate just knew what he was doing, knew how to pick apart the deck, and he did so well.
So now you guys get to watch the shuffling phase of our Tuesday Night Legacy.
Always my favorite phase of Legacy.
Guys, if you're new into chat or have been around and seen what we're doing, give us a follow. That way you can get a notification when we go live. We're going to be playing Legacy on Magic Online, a whole variety of different decks.
Yes.
All the time, practically daily. But the exact hour when we go live might change a little bit. And then, of course, Tuesday nights and Friday nights, we're doing Paper Legacy just like this. Kyra, he'll be here for both those. I'm here just on Tuesdays.
Yeah.
And then we have Matt on Fridays.
But this Friday will be different.
Oh, that's right. So I might be here on Friday, huh?
You might. I hadn't asked you yet.
Because you're going to be in Santa Clara.
I'm going to be in Santa Clara.
Maybe you'll get me. Sorry, Captain QC. Apologize.
Sorry, Captain QC.
I'll just apologize ahead of time.
I'm gonna be in Santa Clara, so you might have to deal with Bryce. For Vandy, thank you so much for the follow.
All right, we've got some hands. Brian's going to be on the play. And I haven't seen much of this Esper Bomberman list. We have it a little bit on stream, right?
Yes.
Brian went 4-1 with it? Is that right?
Yeah. I think so.
And this was during the 24-hour stream?
Yeah. Or no, it was right before.
Okay.
It was right before. It's actually the reason we started our 24-hour stream like a little late. Brian's like, I need to finish this league, and Ben Friedman comes back with him and he's like, all right, let's do this. I just remember being in the room with them and they're going, this deck is awful. How are we winning?
and then during the 24-hour stream, we went 4-1 with Nick's Fit and only lost to
Joe Lissette.
Yeah. That was quite a battle too.
Yeah, it really was.
And it sounds like we maybe had a moment in time where we could have won, if we had perfect information, which we didn't.
Yeah.
Somebody maybe watched Joe's list, or Joe was talking about it or something. Turn 1 Thoughtseize for Brian. He's going to take. I don't know what. I guess he's going to take True Name or Deathrat Shaman. Deathrat Shaman. Is that what that is? Okay, yeah, that's obvious. I couldn't tell what that card was from that angle.
And Deathrat Shaman is a good card. There'll be there's a 3/1 with protection from you, and you're like I'll take the Shaman.
I don't care about that.
Yeah. Search for Ascanta.
Cards that combo off with the graveyard need to get rid of Deathrat.
All right, Mikey, we can start searching now.
Ooh.
We get to start searching.
We haven't found it yet, though. We haven't found it yet.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
And that is one thing that I do know about the Bomberman list. It plays with 3 Search for Ascanta, which is a lot. It's a lot of that card. It is legendary.
There's some blue-white control decks that are playing with 3 now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I wonder how many Aztecian type names they can come up with for all of these different lands that they're searching for. Soon we're gonna have Teotihuacan or some other crazy name that no Magic players are gonna be able to pronounce.
Right, because they don't do that with every set ever anyway.
Yeah. Well, already is it Tikal is gonna be one or something?
Itlamok.
Trinket Mage. Okay, what's the first Trinket Mage get?
Okay, EE.
EE. Okay.
Interesting.
He's got a Cavern of Souls there, which is pretty nice. We don't actually know what he named with it, but probably to play out the Trinket Mage.
Yeah, Dr. Muggy. This is definitely a different kind of Bomberman list.
Yep. I guess there's a somebody from Brazil. I'm not sure, from South America somewhere, who did well in nationals with it down there, and was championing a pro that I don't know who it is. and some people are high on this list, and other people are very not high. But it doesn't have any bobs. It plays very differently.
Yeah,
but a similar type of your similar type of win con or comboing.
Yeah, same win con.
Wasteland, probably going to take care of that cavern. Or not.
Choose another underground sea. And use a TNN.
So that does stop an EE on 3 if Brian was able to get another land, another color source there.
Yes. Here's a fetch.
So it protects his true name. I guess that's Robert's thinking there.
Yeah, Fulkerson is confirming. Brazilian
National. Okay. Yeah. I was
good call. Good
guessing,
call.
making guesses there.
Bryce is one of those smart people.
I read a small snippet of something once and hoped I was remembering the correct place.
He never lets me give him credit for anything.
Nope. Nope, not smart.
All right, here's a Tundra.
And another Trinket Mage?
Yep.
Or an E on 1. Or neither of those things. He can still play E on 1.
He's like, I vote none. Here is a Search for Azcanta, a Nihil Spellbomb, and a Thoughtseize. Sticking the bombs to the man.
So you guys flying down to Santa Clara, or are you driving?
Driving.
Whoa. That'll be fun. It's a nice 11 hours, right?
Yeah. We're headed down Thursday.
Staying in Vegas for a night? Or just going straight through?
Sounds fun.
I've done both. I've stayed and I've driven straight through.
Want to catch a Golden Knights game Thursday night if there is one. Head into Santa Clara for Friday.
Here's a spell bomb. Sorry, chat.
Dying over here.
I think it's just itchy throat from talking for 24 hours.
Yeah,
practically.
That is a thing that we did.
I think that's what it is. I don't have other cold symptoms. Take 3. Brian says,
a 9-hour tournament. 9-hour tournament. A short break.
24-hour stream. Yeah.
And then a 24-hour stream.
I slept and then kept talking the next day. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. In which Brian's like, oh, you know what we should do? Instead of sleeping, we should go out and get dinner.
and
we
hang
did.
Around and chat. Yeah.
And us smart people were like, yeah, let's go get dinner. We don't need to sleep.
Spell bomb. Bombs away. So this deck is named because of a Nintendo game. Is that correct? Bomberman.
Bomberman's a great game.
I don't think I've ever played Bomberman.
Really?
Yeah. It's like was it on Cube or something?
I think it's been on more than that. But you just light a bomb, throw it at your opponent because shooting them is not as fun.
Okay. That's the whole concept of the game.
That is the concept.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, everybody. It's in a dark sleeve, so it's harder to find, but Kyer found it.
I did. I found it, guys. I know you were worried. I know you were worried.
Oh, okay. So it was on the like original Nintendo. Nice. Yeah. They found it several times.
Excellent.
They're still finding it, actually.
I knew that they could do it.
Meekstone. That comes out of the sideboard. That's kind of interesting. Straight out of revised,
Yep.
4th edition. And somebody finally gets to play with a masterpiece Meekstone.
And I'll show the masterpiece since that's the one on the board. Why not?
Creatures specifically named True Name Nemesis do not untap.
That's what the card says.
Yeah.
Mhm.
True Names and Leovolds and cards equipped with swords. No, they don't. But they make it more challenging to find it, which is what we're all about here.
Which is what we're all about. Brian originally came to me and he was like, "So do you wanna do some commentary on our matches?" And I was like, "Well, do I get a search for Azcanta?" And he's like, "Dang right, you do."
They kind of do lend well in that they allow you to play with those type of sleeves that are not fully opaque. So
Yeah, I'm a fan of smokes too, Big Red. You just always use smokes and you don't have to worry about the color of sleeves. I don't know. Jace -1. Untap. Untap TNN. That's worth mentioning.
Yeah.
That is definitely worth mentioning.
One of those trinket mages is getting swords. How rude. The other one is hitting Jace down to 1.
May not be worth mentioning anymore.
I didn't know trinket mages could attack. I thought they just found artifacts and that was it.
That's what I thought too.
Sole purpose in life. Maybe chump blocking once or
I
twice.
could have sworn that it was Trinket Mage sorcery.
It's like a wall. Jace is going to
2/2
Fate Seal
defender.
himself. He's going to do a scry impression. And sure enough, put it on the bottom.
Captain QC says Trinket Mage used the way it was intended as a win con.
Yep.
Perfect.
It's kind of neat. Trinket Mage gets to untap, and here we're doing some searching or some Azcantine. What do you do after you've already found Azcanta? You just get to Azcanta.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure Static Gripped. But you can always listen to Eternal Durdles. I mentioned that one.
Kitchen Table Magic's interesting.
Kitchen Table Magic. I don't know. Kitchen Table Magic's not necessarily Legacy though.
No.
Yep.
Swifty, he has a smoke, a perfect fit on it, so that it doesn't get revealed in these orange sleeves.
Mm-hmm.
So the backside of the perfect fit's dark. You could also just listen to the 24-hour stream and just listen to us.
You could turn on our 24-hour stream. I bet there's all sorts of garbage in there. Just a bunch of tired idiots. Sounds great.
You frolic in his Canta. He just frolicked. Now we know. Ooh, Pithing Needle. Going to name Jace, the Mind Sculptor. I love how you're like studiously moving.
Brian keeps moving it. I like how Josh does it. He like holds it off to the side and just leaves it in that spot. It's almost like he knows. He's like, if I move this, then Kyra has to move it, and he cares about my well-being. Brian, however,
just sliding it all over the place. Trinket Mage attacks down to 14.
Oh, Legacy Weapon is a good podcast. That is true.
Here's another Trinket Mage. We are Trinket Maging. So Bomberman doesn't have a real way to find the salvagers. It doesn't. It just has to brainstorm or cantrip or Jace brainstorm into it like a normal deck.
Yeah, he doesn't. So he's not bouncing the True Name Nemesis, but it's also taking 2 a turn. So he's using Jace to +2 just to keep it alive, and he's like looking at his top card, right? he hasn't really had a good opportunity to bounce Jace, and even if he did, it would just, like you'd basically play it as a defender to protect Jace.
I think this runs a full 4 Salvagers, but I'm not sure. So he goes and gets Lion's Eye Diamond, puts it in his hand.
Yeah, Jace is needled now. Okay.
Yep. He's been pythed.
Yeah.
Or pithithith.
Pathithing.
Yep. He's got this needle stuck in his back of his neck, and so he just hangs out.
He's got Skull Clan.
It's great fun. Yeah, just 1 LED, 1 Walking Ballista.
Yes.
And then Trinket Mages and Salvagers. Because they're searchable, so you don't need more than 1. I guess.
Swords to Plowshares.
This is great. He's locked down with 2 1-mana artifacts. Robert's deck.
Yeah, I like going after Jace here. I know. Actually,
he's on a Trinket Mage beatdown plan right here.
That's
what
10?
he's on.
Yeah, he definitely is.
Is there any
this
other?
This is Trinket Mage number 4.
There's another spell bomb to get here, right? There's Ether spell bomb.
Yes, he's got to have another Walking Ballista too. There, Grafdigger's Cage. Wait a second, what is that?
Trinket aggro. Yep. Just how this deck was in. We wanted to show you guys this deck so you could see the combo happen.
Yeah, that is a Walking Ballista.
And so that's lethal next turn. Take 6, Walking Ballista for 4. Or no, that's not how that works.
Disenchant is going to take care of Meekstone.
Okay.
Oh, there's a blocker. Wasteland's going to take care of Azcanta.
We didn't find it, guys. We lost it. We thought we knew where it was.
I was just there.
Yep. We were frolicking.
We
frolicked once.
I'm pretty sure we frolicked.
Found it, lost it.
All 65 of us, we frolicked.
Take 6. Yeah, I'm kind of curious, Robert, attacking there for 3. But okay.
There's an EE on 3. You can't do that.
Nope. Hates Control is making a statement. He says it is one of the best decks. He's just putting it out there, laying it all on the line. His whole reputation.
How many decks are allowed to be in the category of the best decks?
Like 45.
That's a very specific number.
It's one of the best decks.
I was not counting on you having a
There's so many different things. One of the best decks currently. One of the best decks of all time. One of the best decks in Legacy. What? That needle is... Ooh, that's a good question. I don't know what that one's on.
I feel like it's got to be Azcanta.
Lost it. Found it. Lost it.
Is that going to be the next emote? Oh, that would be funny. I think the next emote is either going to be Bryce Punts. or it may be might be a quote 13 icon, because we like to quote 13 around here.
I've only punted like once really hard.
I kind of wanted to make like a 0 to hero emote. That way when people sub, people can spam 0 to hero, because when you sub at Paragon City Games, you become a hero.
Ah. We could have a poll.
We could. But you're not allowed to have a shuffling caddy. Okay. Noted.
So Robert gets out of Stoneforge. He got to do the stud forging thing. Brian plays his other spell bomb. This is the one that you pay blue and you get to return a creature to their hand and you get to draw a card. So he's going to do that now. Don't you get to draw a card? Shouldn't Brian draw a card?
I think the game's over and that we're not going to worry about that.
He just gets to attack for lethal.
Yes.
So they go to game 3.
We get to see another game.
He didn't get to combo off. He got there with
Walking Ballista.
with
Right.
with trinket mages.
Well,
Really,
just a bunch of trinket mages. Yeah.
Trinkets are better than equipment. Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Definitely figured it out.
3-mana 2/2s have been a thing for a long time, and in this case, they're just as good.
It is a pretty cool legacy weapon, Matt. Mark Teeden was here in Salt Lake City, and I actually had him. I got him to sign that one.
That's awesome. Change the name to Trinket Stompy or Trinket Aggro. I'm sure Brian would be okay with that. I wish we could. I wish it was like more acceptable to like more people to just change the name whenever we think of something else it is. Or just like whatever the deck's doing, we just like change the name.
Dark
to that.
Shift, obviously. That's what it's called, guys. Come on.
But that's the thing is people can be tuning in at any time, and I'd like to give them, you know, a deck name that actually makes some sense, like Dark Shift.
And then we will explain it 15 times over the course of an hour.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
It's your stream. You do what you want. Yeah, and unfortunately, me, the boss, is not going to do that. as much as I want to, I'm not going to.
Got some. Oh, for the one of search is heading all the way to
Denmark.
Denmark.
Morten Anderson. He won our special search for Azcanta. It is. We're just gonna give away a normal search for Azcanta, and then like at the very end of our stream, we ended up
making it invaluable.
We ruined the value of the card, right?
It only went up.
Everybody here at Paragon City Games, plus HC Fox and R. Jorgensen, all signed it, and then we wrote "found it" on it, and PCG and PCG 24-hour legacy, and
it looks like a normal $15 Azcanta.
I think I still have it
until you realize it's not.
So Morten Anderson, I'm not sure if you're still in the chat, but real quick while they're shuffling up, I was going to show. So it looks like a normal Azcanta, right? And then you flip it to the back side, and this is what we've done to this. It is the first Paragon City Games special card.
Mm-hmm. 2 of 1.
1 of 1.
1 of 1. Oh, I wanted it to say 2 of 1.
It says 1 of 1 right there.
That would have been cooler.
So that's right. We like finding it here at Paragon City Games, and it even says #found it. So
#found it.
I think it's really cool. Like at first I was like, wow, this is a stupid idea, but I actually think it's really awesome. And you know, it's tournament playable. You know, you can see all the text on it. You can use it.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be great.
Mm-hmm.
All right, sorry. Let's head back to that match, right? All right, we had a Noble Hierarch come down, and it immediately gets. So sorry. Thank you for the cheer. Appreciate that. Found it. That's right. All right, Noble Hierarch getting fatally pushed. Yes, they are Dragon Shield Ivory. I do know that for sure, Captain QC. It has the Oracle text clearly written on the back. It says "found it."
Mm-hmm.
It says #found it.
It's in like a metallic pen too.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun, guys. I hope Morten Anderson enjoys.
Grew it. I don't think so. Nice try though.
Well, we grew it. It won't be a thing, unfortunately. So that's not a thing that's going to happen. Yeah, I'm glad you like that, Morten Anderson. That's why I insisted. I was like, no, we got to send this to you. You're like, you won one of the coolest things we gave out, in my opinion, which clearly my opinion matters.
Mm-hmm. Brian has a Chris Rush altered Groot Storm
coming
down.
says brainstorm. I don't really.
Do you clearly have
get
to
that.
say "I am Groot" when you play?
More more likely got wrath than grew it. Because the card loses all the value after a wrath spell. Happens every time.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
That's a well-known fact, Captain QC, right there.
Absolutely.
Yep. I'm curious to see if Brian gets the combo off here on camera. Or,
I'd like to see it.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting combo.
That's right. Shaman stops that, so I think this is getting a force. No,
No.
he maybe has a like a swords.
And maybe another fatal push or swords.
Yep.
Lots of good removal in the Esper colors.
Yes, he has Trinket Mage hanging out right there.
Mhm.
Okay,
Tapping for mana.
this gives Robert 3. It looks like he might be short on lands.
Yeah,
Right.
Leovold incoming. Here's a Force of Will,
Leovold gets
pitching
forced.
a Trinket Mage.
We're gonna have a battle. No battle.
I think this is a good one for Robert to not battle on. Let this one go.
It'll mac and cheese.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Hitler mac and cheese. Yep. Oh, thank you for that one, Fox. That one's never going away. Look what you've done. Oh, what was Fox's quote? That got put that we made a quote for our stream.
Because there was so
live something death right.
There was so much revolting going on. Oh, the quote. What quote are we on now?
Is it like quote 17? I think.
Further than that.
Quote 16. No, it's quote 17. I think it's quote 17.
Nice try. Quote 17.
Yeah, quote 17. Luck, skill, death right. That's right. Luck, skill, death right.
We have 17. It says right.
We have 17. Yeah, luck, skill, death right. Paragon City Games, HC Fox, explaining magic.
Yeah.
Explaining magic. Gotta love that.
Jace gets dazed with a Eternal Master's Daze.
Yeah.
It just feels bad. It's not the same as being dazed with
Yep. And it's an Eternal Master's Brainstorm as well.
Ooh. I don't know. It could be a conspiracy one. We won't know. Can't tell from here.
You're right.
Robert's really short on lands.
Yeah, he is, but he's still functioning. Brian's down to only a card or two left, not doing a whole lot.
I wonder if Brian had forced the Deathrat Shaman, how this game would have worked out.
I think he would be quite ahead. Where we are going, we don't need lands. I love it. I love it.
Robert's probably just going to pass and run out his equipment here.
Looks that way.
Okay.
So I do see a Salvagers in Brian's hand, but he still and he has the Source of Plowshares for the Death Right. Oh, I love it, Fox.
Yeah, we will see the Dark Shift deck in the finals.
Dark Shift will be in the finals.
It is. He is undefeated right now. So we'll see it in round 4.
Vervandi, it's a 4-color stifle deck. It's designed to hate on the opponent's lands and win with a creature and
correct. We're not tired of things.
yeah.
That's why we named it something silly so that we could explain it a few times.
We'll call it 4-color stifle.
Disenchant.
Yep.
Which enchant?
This one.
This one.
How is the Miracles player named Josh doing? He actually lost to Nick's Fit in round 2. I'm not sure how he's done this round. Vervandi, no worries, no worries.
Yeah, we saw Nate with this band shift, dark shift, whatever we're calling it, deck, successfully excavator beat down and wreck with Wasteland.
Yeah, the deck has looked solid tonight. And he narrowly missed top 8 during our Saturday 1K.
So the 16 should go up, but hasn't yet. And you can find the list that way.
I assume we'll see a die here pretty soon. I'm going to remove the time on this timer.
I used to say time and round.
You used to say time and round.
I think we're like 2 minutes ahead, so we haven't heard the actual time get called yet.
We might find it. You think we might? Should we start searching?
Where should we look? What general vicinity?
I think we should start by getting on a boat.
What?
But I hear Merit Lage eats boats.
Oh, they're on the source.
Awesome, HC Fox. Thank you so much.
Do you have a link for it?
There you go. That's Dark Shift. Yep. That's right, Wasteland Go. Oh, man. Speaking of boats, I miss Treasure Cruise.
Hey! Something happened. We should find things.
Oh,
guys,
found it.
Guys, get excited.
Get excited. Get excited.
Where is it? Where'd it go?
I can't find it.
Ah!
Where'd it go? Oh, there, I found it.
Ah! Whew. All right.
Oh, man.
Click on that link that HC Fox just put up.
Fox listing this stuff on the source, huh?
Got the whole metagame breakdown and the top 8 and top 16 deck lists.
Yeah, sure enough.
Fantastic.
Excellent. Yeah, go ahead and take a look at that list. That was our 1K on Saturday, so you can definitely take a look at that.
Groot. This is a Chris Rush altar on Brainstorm.
Yes, Chris
Rush. Does he have 3 of them? Does he have a full 4?
I want to say it's 2, and then he has a planes. His planes that is in play has Groot on it as well.
Yeah.
I can't remember if the whole play set has Groot. I don't think it does. I want to say it's 2 or 3, but I could be wrong.
Cards are being moved around.
Yeah, there's a Brainstorm.
Founded as being
the bottom of his deck that doesn't have an altar on it.
Covered by an island. It's harder to find it now. Trigger Mage, go get Engineered Explosives. That's going to go to his hand. In theory, that should do some pretty good stuff for Ryan. It's kind of a neat little toolbox, right? Where you can Trinket Mage for Pithing Needle, Engineered Explosives, or now Spell Bomb.
Yeah, there's some good things to get.
Depending on what your opponent's doing. And that's kind of the delay tactic while you are setting up your combo.
Oh, Craig, that is a fantastic way to say it. You know that's what's happening too. The one with all the good ideas. Can't even tell you them, just says Groot.
Mm-hmm. I am Groot.
I am Groot.
Yep. Nope. Not what it says.
2 Groot better than 1. Dang it, Brian, stop moving your things. Alright, so they're on turn 2.
So Brian needs. What does Brian need here? He needs Walking Ballista and Lion's Eye Diamond to combo off. And he used his Trinket Mage to go get a Engineered Explosives to deal with this True Name Nemesis.
Brian might have to look for the draw here. Yep, he's going to blow it up on 3.
And he used Azcanta to do that, so he's playing out something else here. Okay, here's a Tassiger. That's not really going to get anywhere. That's strong, but not when you're on turns.
This is another card that works well with Undertrigger. Yeah, so it does work well with Inox Salvagers and LED as well. You can just make an infinite mana, use infinitely use
to keep drawing stuff from your graveyard.
From your graveyard. It's not. I can't remember. Well, you'll mail yourself out at some point, right? But still, it's.
So the Tassiger did a good job of pulling out a Swords to Plowshares from Robert's hand. Let's see if Brian can find what he needs to here. He gets a Cavern of Souls?
I think this Salvagers is going to hit the board. Ariak Salvagers. I was saying that wrong.
Oh, here comes another Swords.
Still give this a look anyway.
So he was able to get back Engineered Explosives. This is now turn 5. Disenchant, I'm sure is going to take care of that, but he can only deal 3 damage there. And Brian very likely there just conceded, even though
I would guess so.
It was on turns.
Not a lot Brian can do from that point. A couple more turns and this game is going to end. I mean, maybe he finds what he needs and he's able to stabilize, but
yeah, Robert had the answers.
Yeah.
So that's going to do it for round 3, and we probably should be pretty close to round 4 here. That's probably one of the last games.
Yeah, that was in turns, so we should be able to start our next round soon.
Go ahead and tell them that. Sorry, here. That. Oh, I guess we don't know what the actual result was.
That we don't. We can get things set up for the next round.
Check out this page, sure. Click here. I still do this from. Right. Oh, we're actually gonna check it out. Here we go.
Yeah. We have a minute. Let's check it out.
This is Crake's altar page, and oh yeah, I've seen this, Jace. I saw you post this on the altar MTG altar on Facebook. That's fantastic. I dig it. And I don't know. I think I saw this one as well. Yeah, I like it.
Minimize this real quick.
Oh. So let's just go to photos and altars and the variety of brainstorms. I like
really cool.
Getting rid of the red on brainstorm. I played with that a little bit. That's great. Your lands are great. I've tried to do something like this and I can't get it.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the lands, Craig.
It's pretty. The tiny little brushstrokes are tricky to do. Here's a volcanic island that has been altered to look like a Magic Online one. That's cool. And then Facebook decides to die on us here. Yeah, these are cool. Snapcaster Mage and some ponders. I like the ponder, just leaving the border, going all the way out.
Yeah,
that's fantastic. Yep, those are great.
Really cool stuff.
It's really amazing. If you guys want to see a variety of altars, there's a Facebook page, Magic Altars and Artist Group or something like that, and it's a closed group. You have to join it, but there's some really amazing work in there.
All right, looks like pairings are going up. Yeah, no problem, Craig. Those are pretty awesome. I like seeing like I'm a big fan of like alterations that kind of play off of what's already there. So looking at those are just awesome.
Yeah,
Trav, they really are awesome.
I like the Serial Altars is another big one, and Rocky. I think both of those are really impressive, and of course, Klug.
All right, guys. So it looks like we're gonna see a little bit more of this Dark Shift deck.
Dark Shift versus lands. So we saw it. This Bant Stifle deck successfully wasteland to death players, and could have a pretty good chance of doing that versus lands. And our other match will be Robert versus Calvin, kind of the players that are at the top of the that are undefeated or near undefeated.
All right, they're getting things set up. So am I.
Yeah, Sanderline is Sanderline. Is it Sanderline or Sanderline?
Not sure.
I'm not sure how to say her name. Her stuff is great too.
All right, so this is Paul. He took down our 1K.
Yeah,
No big deal.
right.
Just had to beat Josh Snow in the
And
finals.
instead of retiring and never playing Magic again, he's back for more.
Yeah, here he is.
Mm-hmm.
10, 15, so let's be. There we go. All right, let's get started, shall we? Let's watch some Magic.
Our
Good old Magic the Gathering.
Vintage MTG did a video of our store where they came in and with just a small camcorder, right, and walked through and did a video walkthrough.
Half Goblin, half Amazing. Yes, our store was on Vintage Magic. We had a tour of it.
Yeah,
It was about a half an hour video. It was a lot of fun to be a
like
part of.
right after the Pro Tour, he came through here,
Yeah.
and you guys were kind of like, he asked questions you weren't really quite prepared for.
Oh, it was so funny. He came into the store and he's like, "Hey, so we're gonna do a little walkthrough video," and like the store was like dead. We were doing like a cube event, I think, just like just a couple people in the store. It was a slow night, and we're just like, yeah, sure, let's do this. That's great. All right, some things have already happened. We have 2 Mox Diamonds and a Taiga and a Gamble. Blah.
So the Starfield of Nyx thing absolutely might be. It was already a card that, like, that's where the name kind of came from, right? Saying it's a solution to when you draw a card you don't want.
Yeah.
But
all right, Life from the Loam gets forced.
now Nate's on the other side of the table. We're gonna see if being on the right side is actually the determining factor to winning, versus good play. Spell Snare. That's 2 times Life of the Loam has been countered. I'm all for the strategy. If Nate can just keep countering Life of the Loam every single turn, he's going to be great.
Yeah,
great position. This is a losing battle. You have little faith. Come on, HC Fox. He's got Wasteland. How could anything go wrong now? Ever?
He's actually not that far off from stabilizing. He has an Abrupt Decay.
If he Wastelands and Abrupt Decays.
Yeah, the problem is he would have had to do both.
Yeah,
he was 1 land off.
Okay.
He just needs 50 more spell snare.
Dark Depths.
Tranquil Thicket.
Yep. And stage. So this should be all right. If Shaman can hit the Life of the Loam, it won't be able to though, huh? Because
Tranquil
of the
Thicket.
thicket.
Yeah.
The thicket ruins that. Oh. Is he gonna do it anyway? He's gonna do it anyway.
Cycle Dark. Oh, that's not the one I meant.
Whoops. He tried to do it. It didn't work. So
It's Thespian Stage, Gamble, Molten Vortex.
Paul there gets to cycle the thicket in response and then use the draw to replace, or the dredge to replace the draw as a way to prevent Life of the Loam from getting exiled. Here's a Wasteland and a Ghost Quarter. Ghost Quarter's a pretty good pickup right there.
I think so. only a little bit of a pimpage gets to be in Legacy. Vintage is where you get all the pretty things. I agree, Trav. No kidding.
So if Nate can get a excavator down, this would be pretty nice. He could just keep wastelanding, and as long as Paul doesn't have an exploration or something, he'll be able to keep up the brace. He doesn't have one at the moment. He does have another Death Ride Shovel though. Okay. I think we're going to see a 2020 here very soon. This is game one where Paul can be pretty sure there's no surgical extractions or I guess the Wasteland. Yeah, see, the Ghost Quarter can happen first and force Nate to use the Wasteland, and then Paul can respond with making a 2020. Might as well try and hit Life of the Loam here, right? Take it again.
Chasm Gamble Exploration, it looked like. With the 3 cards milled.
Wasteland number 2. Okay, so that slows things down just a little bit. That line I just mentioned earlier where Paul Ghost Quarters and then responds doesn't quite work now. So Nate's going to preemptively Wasteland, and Paul responds by Ghost Quartering the other Wasteland in response, right? So now Nate has to respond yet again, and Paul can activate. And here's 2020. Yeah, that probably was the incorrect timing on that Wasteland.
Agreed.
Nate's going to draw a card. It's not anything that helps him.
And he scoops it up.
And we'll see a game 2 from these guys. It can be tricky to navigate the correct sequencing there when you have Wasteland versus Ghost Quarter versus Wasteland versus Dark Depths. That was incorrect. And yet, with that current board state, it probably still he still would have had a hard time pulling that one out unless he drew an excavator. Paul would have just been able to Life of the Loam back whatever he needed and do it again in the next turn or two. Go ahead and see what's happening on our other table. Where we
Things are happening.
Calvin versus Robert. So these are decks we've seen earlier today, just not versus each other. Calvin's on a 4-color list. Robert's on an Esper Blade list. This type of thing comes up in Legacy, I hear.
Yes.
These matchups. Robert's on the Noble Hierarch, True Name Nemesis, of course Stoneforge Mystic Plan, and then Calvin's doing a little bit of everything plan. Everything but white. He doesn't want to do white. Who needs that?
People who want to cast Swords to Plowshares.
I guess.
That's the only thing that I can think of that's good in white.
The RPTQ promo Snapcaster is going to use a promo Fatal Push to get rid of a non-promo Death Ray Shaman. That's what just happened. We should have a whole promo bit.
Then he's going to cast a promo Brainstorm.
Yeah, an FNM foily Brainstorm with the FNM stamp still on it.
Wow, I can see this getting annoying really fast.
Does white give you a Scanta? Nope.
No.
Don't need it. The Surfing Caster? Okay.
Yep. The Surfing Caster.
We've got a very large Hierarch attacking.
Sometimes noble hierarchs are more noble than other hierarchs.
Yeah. You can be exalted more than once.
Mm-hmm.
Thought it was you were exalted or you're not exalted, but no, you could be triple exalted.
Yep. There are different levels of exaltedness.
Exaltation is the correct
of exaltation.
Describer there. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Bushido. Nope, no one's the monarch on this one, Captain QC. Not yet, anyway.
Not yet. No Soldier Stompy or Death and Taxes today.
Baleful Strix. No, Bushido's nothing like horsemanship. They're absolutely unrelated. Horsemanship is like a bad copy of flying.
How did he even say that? I mean, I understand that there's a little Kappa face there, but come on.
Leovold. Shaking hands and taking names. Wait. No. Just coming into play. That's all he's doing. Alright, we're going to transition back to our other match where players are ready to go. Here we go. Ready Catacombs 19.
Yep.
Fetch, stifle, go. Leovold is the worst. The worst.
He just wants to shake your hand. Is that so bad?
So if you want to make a horse, human, and ship deck, then you could have horsemanship in it. It'd be a
horsemanship.
Yep, horse, humans, and boats. Horsemanships. Maybe that's what it is. It's a creature type. They're horseman ships. His hand is full of germs. Oh, no. Paul got to play a lot of things. It seems unfair. Nate only got to play one thing. Exploration is rude. And port is rude.
You know, I think we're
Wasteland.
I think we're about to see a game like just as blowout as
what Nate did.
Like
stifle
Paul,
that wasteland. Oh, surgical extraction of the wasteland.
There you go.
Oh, it should have hit Life of the Loam if he could have.
Yep.
Would have been so much stronger.
But it's not in the graveyard.
Yeah, if you crew a Skyship Sovereign with a Centaur, that's hard to say, then you get horsemanship.
Crew Skyship Sovereign with Centaur horsemanship. Wasn't easy. Had to go slow.
Because it's a horseman.
Horseman.
I like it.
Horsemanship.
This is the kind of things that happens in round 4, guys. If you're new to the stream, this often happens in round 4. We get really philosophical about our
abilities,
magicking.
Yes,
we come up with really important things that need to be discussed, and we discuss them.
We discuss them really good.
Yeah. Yep. Here's a gamble. Gonna do some gambling. I think he's gonna get Dark Depths this time. He doesn't need the Life of the Loam.
I think you're right.
If Nate has another Surgical Extraction, I don't know if I like the Surgical on the Wasteland there, actually. Like, it wasn't coming back to get him anytime soon. It would only come back if he played Life of the Loam. I guess he's low enough on lands that it's important.
Giovanni, no, he wasn't able to make it. He was in our plan, but he wasn't able to make it. We will be planning a separate stream to showcase Miracles another time, and it'll probably be just a Josh and Bryce stream, I would assume. Right?
That was the plan.
Yeah.
Sure. Look, guys,
it will happen.
Gamble just discarded a Life of the Loam.
Yeah, it just didn't happen during the 24-hour.
Gamble for Ghost Quarter. That's great. Yeah. Gamble. Does Gamble ever get good cards? Probably. Occasionally. Got Ghost Quarter. Yeah, Nate.
That'll do.
Nate says, I can't win from here.
Look at that. Lands taking down another tournament.
He just repeats. Yep. He's I think he's undefeated today.
I think so. All right, let's get back to this match. I think this is still game 1.
Whoa.
Is it?
Yeah.
I think so.
Could be. We've got a Leovold on Calvin's side now. That's where we ended. We saw him cast Leovold.
Mm-hmm.
We've got a Deathrite Shaman shamaning the right way.
Yeah, Giovanni, he plays Miracles very, very well.
A Lightning Bolt puts Robert to some number of life, to 20 life, because he died, and we're going to the next game.
So Robert takes game 1?
Yeah, there's the Vintage Magic Store tour review thing. There's the link that MTG bot brought up.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
We were. That's why I mentioned it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So Josh doesn't play Magic Online, so I'm going to attempt to pilot it while he tells me what to do.
Really?
And that'll be a challenge.
You don't play a lot of Magic Online, do you?
I'm playing more and more.
Have you been?
But okay. Yeah, no, not a lot. But it's easier. So here's been my problem with Magic Online. When you're playing Magic Online, when you're piloting, when you haven't been playing Magic Online, you are in Magic Online mode. Your brain goes into this, okay, I want to click here, okay, I don't want to click here. And when you're doing that, or at least for me, I take myself out of thinking about Magic,
mm-hmm.
and so I make play mistakes because I'm trying not to make Magic Online mistakes.
Yes.
And then once you've played a bunch, then you stop doing that, right? But
I've had a really hard time with that as well.
If I'm piloting and somebody else is telling me everything to do, then all I have to do is Magic Online think, and I don't have to Magic think. So I think it'll work.
Just don't get your Entreat dazed.
Yeah, that was a mistake from earlier, wasn't it, Big Red Joe? If Remy goes back and watches that, he'll probably go, well, yeah, next time I probably should have left one mana open, played around days. That would work. There's no reason I need all 3 of them.
That's the thing that could have happened.
We know a good card shuffler. You're not enjoying this? These guys are sideboarding. I always try to say mulliganing whenever I'm thinking sideboarding. I shuffle pretty well.
There you go, Captain Q. So we found you a good card shuffler.
I played in a Star City Invitational in my...
Oh, Calvin got it? Did I miss something?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Calvin got that. And
Thank you, Edric.
The judge said I needed new sleeves. I went and asked. I was like, what do you think of these? He's like, I'd get new ones. So I quickly bought some KMC matte sleeves. Those were kind of the sleeves of the day back then. And threw them on my deck, and they were triple sleeve or double sleeved, right? Mm-hmm. And I sat down, and my opponent's like, "Nope, I'm not shuffling those because they were brand new double sleeved KMCs, and they're pretty slippery." And so a judge had to come over and shuffle them, and he struggled with it. I felt pretty bad.
You can buy me.
Can I buy children? Why are you wanting to buy children? There's a sad Jace playmat.
I've already clicked on it.
We're gonna look at it in just a moment. Oh, that is a sad Jace. That's pretty fabulous. Is that a real thing? Or is that just somebody's made that?
It's a sad Jace playmat, guys. So sad.
Scroll down a little bit more. Does it say what? The
From
official
World Cup.
playmat. It says.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some nice friends.
I didn't know. It's not nice.
It says nice.
Yeah, that's exactly how you say it.
All right. He's sad because he drew his whole deck and now he has no memory.
Oh, he wants to see. So, you've taken off the link, so it actually shows up, right? Did you guys get that link? You said you.
I'll relink it. I'm not sure if everybody got it.
Whoa! It didn't tiny URL it.
It didn't tiny URL it. That's weird.
That's a big link.
Oh well, it should work. My bad, guys.
Holy cow!
Enough with the huge links. Why did it tiny URL his and then I do the same one? That is hilarious. What have I done? It's okay. You guys will get past it. Just say more words.
That was great. All right, game 2. Robert's going to be on the play. And these decks, okay, so Robert's deck can go much faster. It can get out of turn 2 or turn 3. Leovold or True Name, obviously. And so that's probably what he wants to try and do here. Yeah,
Yes.
there's a Noble Hierarch. So those are in the cards. Hierarch's kind of a weird card in that it's not a bad late game pull, but it's not brilliant. I tried to mess around with a Esper Blade deck like this with Ether Vial in place of Noble Hierarch, and it just didn't work. It was too cute. I really wanted to vial out Leovolds in response to Brainstorms, but I don't think I ever actually got a chance to. It trusts us not to spam Giant Links, but we did anyway.
Most of the time I put stuff in, I'm pretty sure it does tiny URL it. Am I wrong? Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, my tiny URL for that altars page is like the same length as
That one.
Facebook/Felt Altars.
Oh really?
You cut the hierarchs for Grizzlebrands? Good plan. Good plan, HC Fox.
That's just weird, Fox. I could have sworn you were a player that just counted to 2. Grizzlebrand seems like something you'd have to count a little higher. Because doesn't it take 3 hits to win with the Grizzlebrand?
Fatally pushing the hierarch, knocking her over. That's when the staff somehow causes a fatal injury when you fall.
1 and 2 to reanimate.
1, 2.
Yeah, but then it takes you 3 hits.
Oh, you didn't
to
say
win.
that you cut all the other cards for other reanimator cards. I didn't realize that. I thought you just put Grizzlebrand inside of a Esper Blade deck. Stronghold Gambit. Yeah. All these cards work.
Fox. Nah, 2 hits. Concession. They never let it hit a 3rd time. You right.
I'm going to draw 7. Do you want to concede now?
What's everyone's thoughts on Maverick, huh? Surf and Slam wants to know. I'm a fan. I really like the Maverick deck. I don't think it's like really really well suited for the format at the moment, but it's a great deck.
Yeah, it's fun to play.
Yeah,
Has a lot of variety.
has a lot of tech.
You get choices.
It can win a lot of games.
Yeah, it's fun to play Noble or Knight of the Reliquary and win with it. I like punishing Abzan. No, no. Don't call it that.
Don't call it that. Punishing Maverick. It's just Maverick with red for punishing fire. Equals punishing Abzan.
Ugh, dumb. I like an itchy fox. It was a pretty good movie otherwise though, right? One of Mel Gibson's finest. It was a little predictable. Also had who is the female lead in that? Is it Jodie Foster? It's an old movie.
Yeah.
Before your time.
Yep.
Sad.
I don't watch like any movies even in my time, so it wouldn't help much. Ooh, Himdatorak. Think we're gonna get that equipment? Flusterstorm.
Yeah, it was Jodie Foster. Flusterstorming. We had a flusterstorm earlier today that could have been paid for.
Could have been.
But no. Stifle on the miracle trigger. Flusterstorm had 2 mana up, didn't realize.
Serpent Slam, I honestly think that like you should find a deck in Legacy that you're enjoying and that you can win with.
Yeah, and the better you know your deck, the better you'll play. Whereas switching it up just for the metagame isn't necessarily.
Got to play with what makes you happy. Legacy is the perfect format to do that, so I would suggest.
Forked Bolt is going to fork and then come back together to hit that stun forge mistake.
Oh look, Jorgen says try punishing Maverick. Not punishing Abzan, punishing Maverick.
Yeah.
Thank goodness. A name that appropriately suits the deck.
Right. Whoever named that punishing Abzan deck should.
What should they do? What should they do, Bryce?
Inappropriate. Yeah. Don't play Burn. Burning Reanimator?
Definitely questionable. Plays Todd Stevens.
Yeah, Todd Stevens is. Well, I don't know if he named it that though. Wait, there's Magic being played. HC Fox is like, hey, he made a correct line here.
Yep. The thought seized out of Ponder. Hand punished.
Noble Hierarch number 2 gets equipped. Calvin's gonna brainstorm. These guys have kind of like a mellow pace of play going on.
It really did.
We're just gonna do these things, hang out, and
AC Fox. That that tracks what you just said. Just letting you know that's happened so many times to me. Like it's happened when I cast hand hate stuff, and when they hit me, I'll just draw the card that they took or that they like named with Cabal Therapy or whatever.
Punishing Reanimator is currently clearly better than Burn Reanimator. I didn't know that was a clear.
I didn't know those two decks were even a discussion to be had.
We were discussing them.
Unbelievable.
Right now. You just try to irritate. It works. High five. Well done. I like it, Jorgensen.
Play Punishing Tide. Oh, our chat is the best chat. I'm not gonna lie. It's so funny. Wow, 2 for 1.
Punishing in Taxes. Is that a deck?
You're being blasphemous. Stop. K Command takes out Jite and Noble Hierarch.
2 for 1?
Yep. And now we've got a Ponder.
That was well timed.
As it turns out, Kulgan's Command is a fantastic magic card.
Yeah, that was a foil too. I don't have any foil K commands. I kind of want to.
I can't say the same. Sorry, I can't even level with you there.
Yeah, it's almost as if what the card did.
Yep, that's almost as if that's exactly what it's supposed to do.
Almost. 13 damage to everything because he's being blasphemous.
Because he's being blasphemous.
Yeah.
It's the act of being blasphemous
right.
that results in 13 damage.
Punishing decks. Zing! Ba-dum. Turn 1 Sire of Insanity. I had somebody turn 1 Sire of Insanity to me, but I had somehow already cast Lingering Souls. And so I had to discard it, and then I got to replay it. So I had 4 power on the board to their 6/4.
And then they just cried?
No, then we got repaired because of silliness. I was really
yeah.
sad I didn't get to finish that game.
You like just started, and they're like, sorry guys, we got to repair. And you're like,
no!
wait, something cool's happening. Judge, help.
So maybe it wasn't turn 1, but it was an early.
You have a Jace.
It was an early Sire of Insanity. Turn 1 force. Turn 1 Jin with force backup. Jin gets access, being the card. Is that what you prefer? Really, Captain QC? Is that a thing you've ever done?
Is that the way you want it?
So vanilla.
Sorry.
That was so 2017. Come on.
Seriously. You should go home and take a good hard look at your life.
What is happening, guys?
But I like you.
So I feel like we've commentated on these type of matches a few times already.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the player who is still alive at the end of the game is the one who's going to win.
Usually. I found that to be true in almost every case.
Yeah, the one who gets to play more things and gets to attack with them or some other way wins, they're the ones who are going to win.
I've only had that not happen one time, and that's when my opponent was at 1 life and I was at 3, and my opponent cast Char, targeting me.
and went to game 2.
And no, that was game 2. I was already down a game, and I ended up winning game 3, and I actually ended up winning game 4 as well. So there are games where there's not a winner. Just letting you know.
Yeah. I think that I should build a legacy deck that specifically is playing with deflecting palm just for that.
Just for that
purpose. Yeah. And on to game 4. Because that's a fun thing to say.
Let's go.
It's got to end quickly, though, right? Like, it's got to be a quick deck so that you can play game 4s more often than not. It'd be fun to play game 5.
Another good way to get a game 4 is just to cast Misdirection.
right. Wouldn't it be fun to play Misdirection and then pick up all your opponent's cards and start replaying them? No. This is what the card does. I've seen it resolve on Magic Online, guys.
That's how it works on Magic Online.
We have to back up to turn 0 and replay this perfectly. Otherwise, we start the game over.
So funny.
Do you think the Punisher plays Punishing Absent? Probably not. Nope. He plays Punishing Pox.
Or Punishing Pox.
I'm sorry.
I love how we're just putting punishment on everything. When I actually play Punishing Jund.
Yeah. The one deck.
It's actually the deck that was called Punishing to begin with. Fantastic.
Hey, Noble Hierarch number 3.
Punishing Coco.
Probably not. Probably not, Craig. You take things too far. Punishing Magic Control. Obviously. That makes more sense. There we go.
That actually would work. Punishing Rip Helm combo.
None of these decks make any sense whatsoever.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Oh, thank you, sir.
Punishing Mono Blue Delver.
Mm-hmm.
We're still doing this.
Yeah. We're just coming up with legacy decks and putting punishing in front of it. It's a challenge. How many decks can you think of? I can't even. I just can't even right now. Jack Black did a pretty good job in Jumanji, by the way.
Really?
If you wanted to know.
What is?
Because he says that.
Okay.
I just can't even.
I just can't.
Right now, guys. We got some hemming. I think they need to print a card that's her to Turok. They should be none of this sexist
With a Y.
Yeah, none of this sexist card thing that they do in Magic.
HYR. Turok.
HYRR.
I have no idea why you brought that up.
Target player draws 2 cards at random.
at random.
Plays High Tide, yeah.
Take cards randomly from spots in your deck.
Draws 2 cards at random from a library. There we go. Her to Turok. 2 white mana. With an uncapitalized H like they used to use.
Oh my goodness. Would Jace just win already?
Right? Jace has 265 counters on him right now, guys. Like, how long has this game been going on? You spent 50 minutes to win 2 games and you took 2 turns in 50 minutes. That's fun, right? You get to sit back and watch.
That's it. Oh, it's a 9.
Oh, 295 turns. I'm sorry. It's a 9 on a 6-sided dice. What?
Why do you think you said that? Duh. All right. Look, another 2 for 1 on a stick. All right. It looks like Robert will let this one go.
Let this one go. I think he was severely beat by that Jace.
You think so?
Yeah. He saw the writing on the wall.
I think he was just being nice.
Oh,
Let Calvin win there.
Calvin wins. That's gonna do it. That's 4 rounds of Legacy. That's the first Tuesday, in 2018 that we've had Legacy, and I hope you guys all feel kind of meh about our first Tuesday in Legacy, because that's kind of how it ended.
I hope you guys feel meh about our stream.
Because
maybe you'll like it more next time.
I mean, if you want to go back and watch some more exciting Magic, the 1K was pretty good.
The 1K was amazing.
The 24-hour stream, bits and pieces of that, I'm sure there were moments that were some quality Magic was being played.
I think we have.
What did you... That's a deck. We need to make that happen right now.
Punishing meh.
Yeah, I don't think I watched the last 20 minutes of Magic.
Deck just mess all over the place.
I will probably be here on Friday. I'm not 100% sure of
Okay.
that, but we will have some Legacy on Friday, some Paper Legacy.
Excellent.
You're going to be playing some Magic Online tomorrow?
Yes. Where I'm playing Nyx Fit in Santa Clara, you can expect me to play Nyx Fit for probably at least tomorrow. I'm not sure how long I'll stream on Thursday, if at all.
So we'll have more Magic. Go ahead and give us a follow. If you haven't, I don't know why you wouldn't have yet. And then you'll get notifications as to when we go live. And please be there on Friday. What is that little emoticon thing mean? I don't.
That's Kappa. It means sarcasm.
What? I don't understand.
I think that's how most people use it anyway.
I'm not sure.
I love how we're ending our stream and our stream just got 10 more viewers.
Yeah. So we'll be back tomorrow with some Magic Online.
That we will.
We'll be back Friday with some Paper Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, what is tomorrow? Wednesday. I'll be here tomorrow with Brian. I think.
Oh.
Is that a thing that's still happening, or are you doing it Wednesday?
We'll work it out. It'll either be me and somebody or you and Brian.
Okay. If it's me and Brian, we'll probably be playing some Bomberman to
Yeah, probably.
and you'll get to see that happen. So
For sure.
we'll see you guys again. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, all followers and subs. We appreciate you. And Hail Heroes.